One word for platinum is angelic manifestation.
Let's live platinum standards. And for me, platinum standards before anything is about being a great human being first, not being first.
It's all possible because of really Mitesh sir.
Realized before platinum I was completely confused. I was not able to do what I wanted to do in my life. My dream was really big, but nobody was there to support me. Nobody was there to guide me on right direction and right time. So Mitesh sir and Indu ma'am came in my life, and they are like just amazing, not less than God.
This is the first time I'm facing a camera, and this confidence I got from Mitesh sir and Indu ma'am. So this is the advantage you get once you join Platinum family. You get confidence, and the course is a value adding course where you get lots of people, friends, a family outside your own family.
When I joined Mitesh sir, he told me one thing, that is, only money can give you material things, not everything.
सर आपने हमारी फ्रिक्वेंसी इतनी अच्छी अपग्रेड कर दी कि हमने 2 BHK फ्लैट अट्रैक्ट किया, कार अट्रैक्ट की, मैजिकल मनी अट्रैक्ट की। और सर मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ प्लैटिनम एक वर्ड में अगर कहें तो इट्स पैसा वसूल। कभी भी आपको ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि आपका पैसा वेस्ट हो गया है, क्योंकि सर हमेशा 10x वैल्यूज देते हैं।
My life, my rules. Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome to today's webinar where we are going to learn about how to change your frequency only with your handwriting. I've been talking about this for the last few days on YouTube. How many people here are super excited to learn how to do that? Everyone type in E for excited in the chat window. I've just opened up my chat. Some of you, if you can't see your chat, that's only because I've kept the setting in such a way that only I can see the chat. You right now are on different platforms. Some of you are on YouTube, some of you are on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. It's going crazy. I'm like streaming this at multiple places right now because I'm super excited about today's program, for inviting someone very special in our life and hoping that this is going to be an amazing long-term lifetime partnership with this amazing teacher that we're going to talk about today. But before that, are you excited? I've been talking about this last few days on YouTube about you can change your frequency just with your handwriting. I showed you this crystal and I showed you how when we use our hands with this crystal, it changes the direction in which it rotates depending on the words we say. If I say positive words, the crystal moves in positive direction. If I say negative words, the crystal moves in negative direction. Why? Because the energy that is coming from my mind, the energy that's coming from my fingers is going through the crystal. And then that is connecting to my words, and that's the direction it is taking. So what if what comes from your fingers is not only going to your crystals? What goes through your fingers is also going in your handwriting. Yes or no? I have discovered, I have met, I'm lucky, I'm blessed. We all are lucky and blessed today to meet a gentleman who's an amazing international trainer who for the first time in the world has come up with a way to do two things. Everyone write down D and C. D for detect, C for change. Everyone write down quickly D and C. D for detect, C for change. What is that? Detect your frequency simply with your handwriting. This gentleman, he's so powerful, and I'm purposely not taking his name right now because I want to keep it a little suspense for you, but he's so powerful that just by looking at a little piece of your handwriting, he can predict whether your frequency is positive, whether your frequency is negative, just by looking at your handwriting. He can not only predict, he can not only detect, he can also help you change your frequency just by changing your handwriting. If this is really scientific, don't believe me right now. Meet this amazing trainer, meet this amazing teacher, and we'll learn science from him. Some of you who know me, how many of you agree I always talk science? And if there is no science, I don't introduce topics to you. How many of you agree with that, right? Type in yes if you agree. If you know me for some time, you know I'm a very scientific guy. So this teacher here is going to explain to us how scientifically you can do detection of your life just by looking at your signature. You know, he's so powerful. Looking at a signature, he understands whether it's a male or a female. Looking at a signature, which is our handwriting, he can detect whether you've got health problems or you're super healthy or you're not healthy. Just looking at the signature, he can detect somebody's frequency, that this person is struggling to create his own identity. How many people here are struggling to create your own identity? Type an I in the chat window. Just by looking at your handwriting, this teacher can tell. How many people here are working very hard, but you're not getting the efforts that you want in your life? Just by looking at your handwriting, this teacher can detect that in your handwriting, in your signature. Not just that, he can detect someone's signature and he can find out whether you're married, happily married, not happily married. Are you struggling in your relationships? Why are you struggling in your relationships? The best part is, it's not about only detection, it's also about C. What is C? Change. How many of you agree? Only understanding problems doesn't make sense. You have to eventually get solutions in life. How many of you agree with that? Right? So this amazing teacher shows us not only how to detect our frequency, but change our frequency. And the best part is, change your frequency in a very measurable way. Like, how many of you attend DMP with me regularly? Type an I in the chat window. How many people attend daily magic practice with me every single day? What do? We show measurable difference in your frequency. Like, you can feel your frequency changing after you attend DMP for 10 or 15 days. Type in 100% if you agree. And if you've experienced this yourself, when you attend DMP for a few days, you start experiencing the frequency changing within you there and then, right? So I'm a firm believer of bringing strategies to you that can help you change your frequency, and you can feel it. Like, you can have measurable difference in your frequency. And this teacher can show you how you can bring measurable frequency change. And in how much time? 21 days. 21 days. It doesn't matter where you're stuck in your life. Type in the chat window, how many people are feeling stuck in your health? Type in HS, which means you're stuck in your health. How many people are stuck in your relationships? Something is going wrong in your relationships. Type in RS, which means you're stuck in your relationships. How many of you are stuck in your careers? Type in CS, which means career is stuck. How many of you are stuck in your financial life? Type in FS, which means your financial life is stuck. What if you could change the way you're writing your affirmations, and the speed at which you attract your results goes 10 times up? And here is the best part. Not only are you going to learn how to detect and change your frequency, but here is the best part. You're going to become an expert, a professional graphology certified trainer, a consultant, where you can help other people change their frequency simply by changing their handwriting. By the end of this course, you will become like a master, like a consultant who can look at somebody's signature, and everything I'm telling you, you can detect that in that page, in that handwriting, in that signature, and then you can help people change. So not only will you learn how to change your frequency, you will learn how to make a difference in other people's life and become a consultant, become a professional expert. Before I start introducing this amazing teacher, how many of you commit that you will not use the science only for yourself? You will use this science to make a difference in other people's life. If yes, type in IP. I promise that yes, you will use this science not only to help yourself, but you will also use this science to help many other people in the world to change their frequency. And that is why I always tell people, start with an identity. Like, when you say I'm lazy, that becomes you, right? So it's very important to take care of your identity first. So everyone write down in the chat window, I am HE, handwriting expert. Handwriting expert. You can change people's lives with handwriting expertise. What do I mean by the word E, expertise? I don't want you to do time pass with the science. I want you to learn the science to be an absolute expert at changing your life in 21 days and changing other people's life in 21 days. See, you can learn this for time pass and hobby. That's not a problem, but I don't want that. I want all of you to become an absolute expert, make a difference in people's life, and even make a lot of money while you're helping people. How many of you would like both? Help people and make money both. Type in both in the chat window, everyone, if you would like both. See, most people live in this world that either you can help people or you can make money, right? I come from the magical world of law of attraction, where we believe in why only this or that? Why not this and that? Why not both? How many of you are ready for both today? Type in yes, ready in the chat window quickly. So without wasting too much time, I'm going to introduce this amazing teacher right now. And here is the best part. While you are learning with this teacher, I'm also learning with this teacher. I'm not joking with you. I may be your coach, but I'm also learning from him. And I'm a firm believer of constantly upgrading ourselves with more and more and more and more learnings. How many of you agree that upgrading yourself constantly is a must? It's not a should, it's a must. So I'm going to learn with you. I'm learning this course with you, and I'm going to be a student with you and learn not only how to make a difference in my life, but help other people also constantly upgrade their frequency. So are you ready to meet this amazing trainer? I am in love with him. I promise you, you're going to fall in love with him for two reasons. One, he's such an amazing human being. He's such an amazing human being. I mean, he's going to bring to your life which you have never thought before. I promise you, some of you will think, I wish I had met this teacher 10 years before, 20 years before. Think about it. If you could only change your frequency by your handwriting in 21 days, don't you wish you would have met this gentleman 10 years ago? Type in yes or no in the chat window, right? I wish I would have met him 10 years ago, right? So that's the first reason you're going to absolutely love him. He's an absolute genius at what he does. He's not someone who's good at what he does. He's a genius at what he does, right? That's why I love him. He's excellent. The second reason you will love him, oh, he's handsome like crazy. He's handsome. I mean, I was under pressure today. I was telling Indu, yaar, mujhe thoda acha wala jacket de do. Give me something better to wear today. Did you notice I'm in a jacket today? I'm not always in a jacket. I'm usually in t-shirts. But this man is so handsome. I'm under pressure. Like some people were telling me a few days before, sir, why don't you get a hair transplant? After meeting this teacher, I thought maybe I should get a hair transplant, because if I have to match him, I have to look a little better, right? No, I'm just joking. But I would love to introduce this gentleman to you. We're collaborating with him for the first time. And as you know, in IMK family, so far, we've been very choosy about whom we collaborate with. The first person we collaborated was with Nirmalji, who taught us Vastu frequency. How many of you loved meeting Nirmalji? Type it in the chat window, loved it, if you loved meeting Nirmalji. Today, you're going to love this gentleman even more. Are you ready? So everyone type an R for ready now. Let me bring him on. So, sir, if you could switch on your video and raise your virtual Zoom hand, then I can see you, because there are more than 800 people here. I can't see you right now. But the moment you raise your virtual Zoom hand, then maybe I can see you. Yes, now I can see you, sir. So here we go. Everyone, please welcome Imran Baig, one of the world's best trainer, who teaches you how to change your frequency just by using your handwriting. He can learn how to detect, he can teach you how to detect, he can teach you how to change your frequency with handwriting. I mean, I am going crazy thinking about this. So everyone, please unmute. People who are on YouTube, LinkedIn, you can't unmute, but get excited, type something in the chat window. But people who are on Zoom with me here, you're the lucky ones. Unmute and say, welcome, sir, right now. Come on, everyone, quickly unmute.
Welcome, sir.
To meet you.
Welcome, sir.
Very happy to see you.
You know, we always end our video with something, and I'm not going to tell Imran sir what do we end our video with. We always end our session with something. I want today all of us to start with that. So everybody remembers, what do we say with in the end? I'm not even going to tell all of you, but people who remember, you have to say it, unmute and say it now. Come on. Say
I love you, sir. Love you all. Love you, sir. Love you, sir.
Sir, love you.
Right. Thank you very much. That's such a beautiful welcome for Imran sir. Imran sir, thank you so much for being here with us today. It's an absolute pleasure. It's a privilege to have you on our platform.
Well, the pleasure is mine. I want to start by thanking Induji and Mitesh. Thank you so much, and love you so much. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity to collaborate with you. In fact, sharing the screen with you itself is an honor. And thank you everybody for such a warm welcome. Super excited to be here. And I want to start this session by thanking each one of you. The reason why I want to thank you is not because you showed up here today. I want to thank you because thank you for taking some time out of your busy life for your own life. But let me say this again. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy life for your own life. Because we are very good people. We always have time for others, not for our own self. But Miteshji, thank you so much for creating such a beautiful community that they actually take some time for themselves. And that means these are the true learners. And it's really great pleasure to meet all of you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lots of wishes to all of you there.
Thank you so much. So while we start with Imran sir over here, I want to introduce to all of you properly here. Imran sir is a professional graphologist. He teaches graphology. That's the scientific word for what I have been using for all of you in a very simple way, changing your frequency with handwriting. And I want to quickly introduce him in a very simple way, because for me, his simplicity is what really takes it. But I want to talk about some major results that he's created in the world. And I really say the world because he's created an impact on so many people. So if you see here, he's helped more than 3,088 people to become professional handwriting experts. Some of you are going to be part of that today. He's helped more than 1,500 schools. He's impacted with the help of cello pens. How many of you remember cello pens, right? Do you type in C for cello if you remember the cello pens which you write? He's collaborated with that company to impact 1,500 schools. 15,427 plus students have learned to fall in love with their handwriting, to improve their handwriting, but most importantly, to create their destiny with their handwriting. And you'll understand the science behind it today. And the best part, he's already trained more than 1,126 hours of online training. So this is just a humble introduction, I believe, to him, but he's been published in some of the best publications in the world all over. He's trained institutions all over the world. He's internationally been certified by some major leagues. But more than anything, I think the major introduction that I would like to give you, Imran sir, is you're the most loving, humble person I've met.
Thank you.
Like really. And that is what really got me to collaborate with you, because my firm belief in my community is with IMK families to really help people and make a difference in their life. And one of the reasons I collaborated with you, because you align with my mission, you align with my vision and the frequency of serving and contribution. So thank you from my side for coming on our platform and helping so many people here. Right?
Thank you, Mitesh. Pleasure is mine. Thank you once again. Thank you for such a warm and lovely welcome to all of you there. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's start, sir, with today's topic on how do we really change our frequency with handwriting when nobody even writes? Aajkal to koi likhta bhi nahi hai, nobody even writes. So how do we really change our frequency with handwriting?
Surely, I think we should start with this. I'm sure everybody in the platform right now who are listening to us, the first and a very important question which will come in your mind right now is that, Imran, you're going to talk about handwriting. There is so much power in the handwriting, but the question is, Imran, who writes nowadays and who signs nowadays? Yeah. How many of you had that question? If you have that question, come on, everybody. I said, I question, or just put your hand up and say, yes, you had that.
Type an I in the chat window.
In the chat window. And yeah, who writes nowadays and who signs nowadays? So that's the problem. We have stopped writing, we have stopped signing, and that's what we have taken away the biggest power the Almighty actually given to us to connect between the beautiful thing between the body and the mind is your handwriting. But technically, let me give you an example and let me make you realize how important your handwriting and signature is. Right. The first thing is, your one signature is so very powerful to transfer property worth rupees crores from one person to the other person. All it requires is your signature. How many of you agree with me on that?
Absolutely.
Number two, on your passport, on your driving license, apart from your photograph and your name, you are identified by your signature and you still think handwriting is not relevant.
Yeah.
The third and a very important thing is we live in India and we belong to the world where examination is part of our existence, starting from an entrance exam to a primary school to a high school. Even the topmost competitive exam requires you to write, because it's not about how much you know, it's about how much you can write in a stipulated time. So if you're still sitting there and thinking, Imran, no, handwriting is not important, this is the right session for you, because I'm going to open up so many, fundamental reasons why you should get back to writing and bring back the sync between the body and the mind and align your frequency with the universe so that you manifest all the beautiful and powerful and wonderful results in your life.
Wow, wonderful answer. So, sir, I have a question. This is a question that I remember I asked you even personally when we met together for the first time, that in handwriting, we say, if you write this way, it means you're succeeding. If you write this way, it means you're failing. If you write this way, you're struggling. If you write this way, you're a very humble person. If you write this way, you're hiding something. But, I had a very simple doubt. How do we know that is true? How do we know that is scientific? Because some of this research that may have been done on handwriting may have been done 50 years ago. But does it really apply today? Because people's handwriting have changed over a period of 50 years, 70 years. How many of you agree with that? Type in I if you agree. That's a very good question, right? That my handwriting has changed in so many years. How do I know this analysis is scientific? Because it could mean so many different things. Like somebody says this stroke means success and somebody says that stroke means failure. So how do we know if this is really scientific or not?
Very simple, Mitesh, and this is for everybody. Let me give you something which nobody actually tells you about. Everybody says handwriting, graphology, you can decode people, but what is the logical reasoning or the science behind this? Nobody talks about it. So here we go. Let me show you something. Mitesh, with your permission, I want to bring this excitement onto the screen. I'm sure you must have seen this. This is, what is this? Everybody on the chat box, can you please type in quickly? This is nothing but the ECG. And ECG is nothing but the lines on the paper. How many of you agree with me that most of us don't know how to comprehend those lines on the paper, but a trained medical professional can actually look into it and actually can decode the health of your heart. And the ECG helps the doctor to define what type of treatment and what type of medicines, and everything can be defined just looking at the lines on the paper. And not that's there. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, this is called Richter scale. Richter scale is basically used to identify the intensity of the earthquake. And this is nothing but the lines on the paper. And I can go on and on, show you many more examples. All these are nothing but the lines on the paper, but this defines major decisions in your life.
Wow.
Amazing decisions in your life. And if you think all these lines matters to you, so let me introduce to you, your handwriting is actually coming from your mind. And when a trained professional looks into your handwriting, for him, it is the lines on the paper, which is actually decoding the frequency of your mindset. So if all these lines have a meaning, I'm sure your handwriting is definitely going to speak about your mindset. And that's what the entire focus and the concept behind how technical and how scientific this handwriting and signature analysis is.
So what you're saying is when a doctor sees a ECG, just by looking at those lines, he can tell, because that lines are coming from inside his heart or my heart, he can tell whether what's wrong with my heart. He can tell whether my heart is vibrating at a positive frequency or a negative frequency. You're saying by looking at my lines, which is my handwriting, you can detect whether my frequency is positive or negative. And that's scientific.
Yes, it is. And that's how it is defined. And that's how it has been practiced. So nobody talks about this. Everybody basically talks about, how powerful handwriting analysis is, but nobody gives you the proper insight into it. And if you got the bulb on movement, and if you realize that the power of your writing, go ahead, everybody writing on the chat box, bulb on, if you realize that.
Everyone type in BO bulb on if you're realizing that your handwriting is actually changing your life and it is creating. So I think what I learned from you, Imran sir, was the best learning, the realization for me was that my writing is a projection of my frequency. Right? Can you explain that? Because my mind was blown away when I heard that line for the first time, that I can see my frequency on my handwriting because it's a projection of my mindset. Can you explain that?
Well, your handwriting is coming from your mind. So it comes through the neural pathways. So what are neural pathways? Neural pathways are basically the communication lines which are directly connected to your brain, and it is spread across your entire body. That's why whenever there is a mosquito bite or whenever there's an irritation or any type of discomfort, your brain exactly knows where the discomfort is, what is the intensity of it, why? Because it communicates to your body using the neural pathways. And handwriting is also coming from your subconscious mind, where the blueprint of all the letters is already stored. That's why when somebody asks you to write, you will not think how to write A or B or C, because the blueprint is already there and it comes to you so naturally onto the paper. And a trained handwriting analyst can actually look into those letters and identify your subconscious, traits onto the paper.
Wow, that is amazing. So maybe we can take some examples of, as I said, two words which our community is specifically very interested in, DNC, which is detect and change frequency. Everyone type in DNC if you're really interested in, amazing interest on law of attraction. How can I change my frequency? But first, how can I detect my frequency with handwriting? Can you give us a few examples of how, by looking at a person's handwriting, how can we tell what kind of a frequency, what kind of a mindset this person has?
Surely. As I said, handwriting is basically called your mind writing. But the reason why we use the word handwriting is because majority of the population uses the hand as a medium to write. But what is actually coming in onto the paper is the impulses from your brain onto the paper there. So if somebody is writing, so for a handwriting analyst, everything matters, starting from how do you utilize this sheet. So everybody, what you see here is an A4 size sheet. It's an unruled sheet. And if I'm going to give it to you, and you will choose to utilize this space in your own way. How many of you have seen people, before they write, they actually make margins out of it? They actually draw lines out of it. And some of you, when I give you this sheet, you will actually fold this into half. and you'll want to make 2 parts of it, and you're going to give 1 part to me and say, I'll only use this part. Can you see whatever you do with this? So for a graphologist, this plain sheet is nothing but the universe by itself. And the way you occupy the space onto the paper by writing something talks about your relationship with the world. So when I say the relationship with the world, it talks about your fears, it talks about your frequency, it talks about how you think, how much you trust people, how much you don't trust people. Are you somebody who is very self-sufficient, does not depend on other people? So many more things like that.
Wow, crazy. So I'll tell you what, on behalf of my community, if you give me permission, I'll ask you some specific questions about what this science can do for us in terms of changing our frequency, changing our mindset, changing our law of attraction. So, and we divide our life into 4 areas like health, relationships, career, and money. So I'll ask you some health related questions. And while I'm asking you these questions, maybe some of you who want to ask questions to Imran sir about, can my handwriting detect this? Can my handwriting change this? I'll see some of the questions and maybe I'll ask some of your questions as well. But to start with, I have some questions which I've already taken from my community in advance. And one of those questions in the health area is, I'm depressed, I've got a lot of anxiety. Can you really detect that in a handwriting, and can you even help a person change that?
Yes, for sure. And I have worked with thousands of people who have utilized this powerful module in terms of working on bringing the sync between the body and the mind. Yes, it is definitely possible. It's definitely.
Can you maybe give us an example of some person who did it with you and how long they took and what happened?
Sorry, I have this very interesting lady who connected with me, and she underwent this beautiful process of change of writing and changing her frequency. That is a process which is called as graphotherapy. She could not sleep in night, and that's what the problem was. And because she was not able to sleep, she was so much dependent on the tablets, and she had anxiety issues, and she was put on the antidepressant tablets, and she was basically so dependent on the tablets every single day. When we started working with her, less than 30 days time, she started sleeping more better. From 2 hours of sleep to 4 hours, it started increasing. From 4 hours to 5 hours of sleep. Today, she, when she went back to the doctor was surprised that, we have to reduce your intake of medicine because we see that your body has actually started working back. The immunity has gone back, and the way the level of energy you have developed, your body does not anymore need these tablets, and she's out of it right now.
Wow. So how many days, if I may ask, that must have taken?
It all depends upon person to person, but consistent practice of 21 days, a little more than that's what is required for you to experience.
Wow. Amazing. Another health example that I think very commonly everybody asks is, I want to lose weight, but I don't have the motivation. And I'm trying my affirmations every day. I'm doing open every day, but my frequency is not changing. My mindset is not changing. Is it really possible to get a person become more motivated in their frequency, in their mindset, just by changing handwriting? Or maybe you have an example like this?
I completely believe in this, Mitesh. A healthy mind can never have a diseased body. A healthy mind can never have a diseased body. So if you're going to change your frequency here, not only about the weight, I've seen people who have diabetes, I have seen people who have arthritis, people who had gut, issue, people who had the thyroid issue, everything which is on the core, which is a psychosomatic disease, they started working on it because empowering it here, and you will see the reflection happening in your day-to-day life too.
Wow. So maybe if you can share one more example with us about somebody who did graphotherapy with you, changed their handwriting and changed their frequency in terms of their mindset and improved their health in terms of weight loss or motivation to exercise. Is there something like this possible?
Yeah, definitely it's possible. I've seen people who had migraine issues, and not only specific pains, which I'm mentioning right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree with me. So many times we experience something in our body which is called unexplained pain. You go to a doctor, done numerous tests, the doctor says everything is fine, but you are not able to undo that pain which you're experiencing, maybe in your knees, maybe in your shoulders, maybe in your back. And that's what we are going to be working on, using the change of frequency, because we are definitely going to show you results in the unexplained zones in your.
Wow. Amazing. So, in advanced law of attraction, we always talk about that we block ourselves depending on our frequency. How many of you remember the science with me? Type in frequency in the chat window, everyone, if you remember this. If my frequency is not right, the opportunity may be right in front of me, but I'm not able to receive that frequency. Can you detect that level of clarity in a handwriting and change that handwriting to change their frequency so people can start attracting opportunities, finances, career opportunities?
Yes, Mitesh, can I start using an example? Because handwriting has a larger dimension. Let's just start with the signature. So how many of you want to do some practicals with me? I am going to help you decode your own signature right now. Let's quickly, what I want you to do is quickly pick up a unruled sheet.
Hold on. Did you say you'll be helping people to decode signature right now? Like we'll learn about how to understand our own signature right now? Wow, that's mind-blowing. Okay, how many of you are super excited? Type in SE, super excited, because I want to learn how to do my own signature. And just because I wanted to learn with all of you, I had kept a hold on this. Like even though I know Imran sir personally, I didn't do this with Imran sir personally. So let's learn together. Yes, sir. Boliye, how do we understand our signature?
If possible, grab an unruled sheet. And if you don't have one, pick up whatever is available with you and take a pen and write your signature. And when I say write your signature should look in size. So that we can understand every single stroke onto the signature. Second thing what you need to do is sign in your actual size. So let me show you that right now. So if I'm going to be showing you...
Indu, if you're hearing, maybe you can also give me an A4 size paper. Even I want to do this.
So if you look at this... Now, if you really look at this, so this is my signature. And now this is the little bigger in size. Now what I want you to do is also sign below with your actual size. So this is my...
normal size.
Yeah. Now I'm going to help you to decode your signature, and I'm going to help you. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. And how are we going to do it right now? So how many of you now looking at the signature, and you must be wondering, Imran, you are an expert. How come your signature is so simple and it is so neat, wherein I was told that when you are actually signing, your signature should look extravagant, it should look classy, it should actually make a statement. And Mitesh, that's where the pitfall is. That's what everybody is actually doing it. In the name of making your signature complicated and impressive, you add certain elements in your signature and you actually change everything about your frequency. So I'm talking about the first category of people whose signature is not readable at all. In our terminology, we call this as scribbled signature, where I cannot understand whether it is M or N. I cannot understand whether it is S or a T. So if you have a signature which is scribbled in nature, so this is your interpretation, and this is for everybody. I have multiple interpretations. The first interpretation I want to share with people who have a scribbled signature, that means I cannot read any letter out of it, is you have an experience. You have the problem of people are experiencing inauthenticity with you. Let me repeat, people are experiencing inauthenticity with you. What do you mean by this, Imran, is that you must be having a best of offer, best of price, but people are still not buying from you. You have the best of ability, you have the best of skill set, you're not getting hired. You have the best of personality, you have the best of looks, and everything is fine, but you're not able to attract the right person in your life. You know why? Because you are projecting an inauthenticity as a vibration. Wow. And this is for everybody. Mitesh, I want to add up the statement which is going to seal this entire conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, every time you sign, you're putting across a message to the universe and also to your subconscious mind. And that's why it is important to have this communication powerful.
Wow. Wow. Every time I'm signing, I'm sending a message to the universe.
Message to the universe. You're actually communicating to the universe. You're communicating your subconscious mind. And this is what is happening. So all of you who are having a signature which is scribbled in nature, go ahead, type relate on the chat box. If you could relate to, if this is the exact problem you're experiencing in your life, that people are actually experiencing inauthenticity, which you never realize until you attended the session today, that you have the best of ability, you have the best of confidence and everything, but still people are not giving you the job. You're not in the right relationship. You're not able to move in your life because this is how you're projecting yourself in the name of making your signature fancy.
Damn. So what you're saying is, this is crazy. You're saying because I'm signing my signature in a scribbled way, it is a projection of my mind and how I feel, how I think, my frequency.
Yes.
And this frequency can be felt by other people.
Yes.
And because they feel I'm inauthentic, so I may not be really inauthentic, but because people see me as inauthentic, my relationships, they don't relate with me. People don't give me promotion, or people may not join me if I'm selling something, or I may not get an upgrade in my business, because people are not able to connect with me as a person. Is that what you say?
Yes.
And if I change that scribbled signature into something which you may guide us later with, that this is an ideal signature, what you're saying is, in my language, if I may say, I'm now able to match my goals with my frequency?
Yes, definitely. That's how it has to be. The problem is there's always a disconnect. If you really because you have the goal, but you don't have the frequency to match up to the goal. That's why the goal becomes a very beautifully defined goal, but there's no connection between the person who wrote that goal.
Wow. So my goal is here, my frequency is here, and handwriting can help me sink into that. What you're saying, syncing my mind with my body and my handwriting, and I can sync my frequency. And as I change my signature, for an example, which is something which is part of my handwriting, I can start attracting a job. I can start attracting better career opportunities. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, please.
Wow. Let's look at some examples.
Surely. Yeah, we don't need a whiteboard. So I'm going to be directly using my screen and we're going to be using it. So we'll close the whiteboard. We don't need one. Thank you. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to be showing you some of the things which we are discussing right now in terms of your frequency. For now, let's talk about this. Now, because Mitesh was talking about, okay, some of them are asking for an example of a Scribble signature. So can I show them?
Please do.
Okay, Scribble signature. So it's a very simple thing, ladies and gentlemen. When we talk about a Scribble signature, we are basically talking about a signature where you can't understand anything. See this?
Oh, yeah.
So it's basically scribbled, you can't really decode anything. So now talking about the goals, Mitesh was talking about, Imran, mismatch of goals. So let me share this with you. How many of you are able to relate to this, that we have two game plans? We always have a plan A and I always have a plan B. And how many of you experience plan B always works out better for you than the plan A? So let me give you an example. I'm sure so many of you want to start your own business. You want to have your own identity created. You want to start on your own. But you say, if this does not work, I will go back to my father's business. I'll go back
to my
to
job.
Business. Yeah. I want to do competitive exams, Imran. I will, see if it does not work out, then I'll go back to the job. So can you see that you're actually putting in more energy towards the plan B? Your plan B is more concrete than a plan A.
Oh.
So can you see that that's how the results are also going to manifest for you? And your signature, actually, your handwriting actually tells us how your plan B is stronger than your plan A. And all these things can be identified just by looking at your signature.
So as an example, one of our platinum members, I remember, said that I'm trying to go abroad. And if it doesn't work out, then I will do law of attraction coaching. So are you saying this can be seen in the handwriting?
Definitely, yes, it's possible.
Can we have a look at it? At what that can look like?
Surely. Let me start with this. So ladies and gentlemen, look at your signature and tell me how many of you are able to relate to the example I just gave you right now. If you have a signature where you have two parts to your signature, for example, I have two parts, right? I have Imran and I have baig. So now there are people who have these three categories. The first category is your second name, that is your surname is smaller. This is what is happening. So what is happening is you are actually writing your name like I and baig. So your name is missing there. So you'll only write your initial and you're writing your surname. And some of you will actually write your surname, just your surname, and you're not been writing your name there. So that's where the challenge happens in terms of your identity there. So that's where the problem is. So how many of you are able to connect to this? Come on, everybody type in relate on the chat box where your name itself is missing from your signature. Especially, our surname represents your spouse name. It could be your father's name. It could be your family name or the region which you belong to. And that's what the problem is, that your identity is overshadowed by the surname. So that's why even if you're sitting in a negotiation meeting, you're thinking, how will my dad, if he's here, how will he ask questions? How will he crack this meeting? How will he crack this deal? So you're still thinking. So that means the way you think, the way you relate to people, the way you take your decisions is influenced by the surname. And that's why you have an identity crisis in your life.
Wow. So what you're saying is, let's say I'm a businessman, or I'm somebody who's doing a job, or I'm an author. And because my handwriting has my last name more than my first name, or maybe my first name is completely missing, subconsciously, I'm giving more importance to my past family influences. So I'm not able to create my own identity. So every time I take a decision thinking I will do this, but I end up not doing it because my family did not do that. Oh, wow. And you're saying if somebody can change their signature and add their first name, for an example, they could have that decision-making ability and they could start having their own identity and do what they want to, and not only be stuck by their past family decisions.
Definitely. There's a huge influence. You're always looking back, and then you're always actually looking for a reference point within your family, within your spouse or your father, and you're always making decisions. So even today, Mitesh, when you ask people to take a decision, they say, I'll come back, let me discuss this with my family, I'll come back, let me discuss this thing. So I respect that. See, there's nothing wrong about having a reference point. But the thing is, you need to accept this rather than actually having this conflict in your mind that you're fighting to have your own identity, and eventually you're going to go back to have this, decision is basically given, the power of making decision is given to somebody else in your life.
Wow. Amazing. So another very common question that I've got even in my community, and today I can see very common lines of that question here in the chat window, is that people say, I'm confused. Sometimes I want to do this, sometimes I want to do this, sometimes I want to do this, and I keep getting carried away by opportunities. How many of you have this problem? Type an I in the chat window where you're kind of confused and you're not sure, why am I confused? Like, how can I, like, I'm doing my affirmations, but after 15 days, somebody influences me and I start my affirmations for something else. And then I start my affirmations for something else. So why am I not clear in my life? Can that be detected and changed by handwriting?
Definitely, yes, Mitesh. What you're saying, what we actually look at that issue is that your ideology and your principles in your life are constantly changing because you're always seeking something new. So the problem with you is that you are a person who's living for the moment. You're making decisions for today without foreseeing the consequences of the decision which you're making today and the impact of it happening tomorrow. So that's the problem with people. They all are thinking, they live with that, okay, aaj ke liye jeena chahiye, kal dekha jayega. But I know what is important is whatever you do today has an impact, the repercussion of it will see, manifest in the tomorrow there. So that's where the problem is, Mitesh, when people don't have an ideology and philosophical zones defined in their handwriting and in their signature.
Wow. So because I'm not able to think in the future, I'm thinking more in the now. कि चलो आज के लिए जी लेते हैं, आज ये कर लेते हैं, आज ये कर लेते हैं. तो my ideology keeps changing, my values keep changing. And that can be seen in my signature.
I want to do like that. Oh, that is working. And let me share an example. The simple psychology about the diet, about your health is somebody says keto is working, you want to try keto. Somebody saying, Pilates style is working, so you want to do Pilates. Now, can you see that you get influenced? So that means your ideology and principle is constantly changing. You're getting influenced every way in your life. And nothing is going to work. And if you ask, sometimes what is working, you don't know what is working because you're applying every possible step.
Yeah. Can you show this in a signature? Is it possible?
Yes.
Is there an example of a story of someone who had this problem and was able to change their frequency by changing their handwriting or signature?
Surely. I'll make it very easy for all of you. When you look at your handwriting, ladies and gentlemen, follow me on my screen right now. Your handwriting should be defined in terms of zones. Can you see that? There are some letters which are going up. There are letters which are going down. So there are some letters in the middle zone. So if you have a handwriting where your upper zone of your handwriting is missing, so this is what is happening. So for example, if you're going to write the word E, L, and Y, what is happening is your E and your L is as big as your E. So you need to have a defined upper zone. That's where the ideology and principle zone is. So how many of you are able to relate to this? Come on, everybody type in relate on the chat box if you're able to relate to that.
Wow. Wow. So say that again in the signature, the upper zone.
Yeah.
That again.
Yeah. If you have a signature or a handwriting sample, if you're writing and your upper zone is missing there. So instead of defining your upper zone, L is not going up as much as it should be going up. For example, if you're writing the word that, so this is how all the zones are defined here. But can you see sometimes when you write, the zones are not really defined. The size of the middle zone is as big as your upper zone there. So that's why the defined zones are very important. Look at the relate on the chat box with this.
So you're saying this, you can detect from this that because people don't have a defined upper zone, they don't have defined values in their life, defined clarity of what they want to do, who they are. That's not clear to them. And that is the so if I'm understanding, it's not because people are writing like this, they are like this. It's because their frequency is like this, it is projected in their handwriting. And the reverse, if I change my handwriting, it goes back to my nervous system and changes my frequency.
Yes. And that change is very strong and concrete rather than doing it on a superficial level. And let me say this, and I actually tell this every time when I'm conducting the program, that, ladies and gentlemen, change is highly sacred. What comes before change is understanding what to change. How many of you are able to relate to that? Because everybody is looking for Imran ne bola ye change karne ke liye. Imran said you have to change this. You are quickly looking at grabbing and changing. No, hold on. What is important is, that's what Mitesh is here to give you a roadmap that before you alter anything in your signature or in your handwriting, let's first understand on a subconscious level, what are you communicating? And Mitesh, let me actually add on this. And if people are sitting there and thinking, Imran, who knows how to decode handwriting? Who knows how to decode all these vibrations and frequencies? Does it really, people actually do that? Let me share this with you. How many of you will agree with me that we are actually born analysts? We actually analyze things without even being trained. How many will agree with me? You go to a new place.
I. Everyone type I.
You go to a new place, you feel that vibe. Imran, this place is nice, or I feel good about it. Oh yeah, something is off about this place. You meet somebody, you think, I think something is not right about this. So
and we start judging people quickly.
Yeah, and you when somebody looks at you, you exactly know what type of look is that. When somebody actually shakes hands with you, you know what exactly the type of touch is it. So
Right.
can you see that whether you like it or not, you're constantly being evaluated. So that's why we say, get this communication right, get this frequency right. Because if you're not going to do that, people take less than 7 seconds to define in their mind who you are, and they decide whether to buy from you, they decide whether to work with you, they decide whether to have a relationship with you.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. We will ask him more questions, but in the meantime, how many of you here are getting super pumped up? Everyone type in SPU, super pumped up. Like, I'm pumped up about learning that changing my handwriting in 21 days or a simple signature can not only detect, but it can change my crazy energy. Like, I'm really looking forward to creating abs now. I don't know if that's possible, Imran. I'm really looking forward to working out a little more. Although even though I do work out sometime and every day in my life, but in spite of that, I think I want to do a little more in my life. And if I can get that motivation more in my life just because of my handwriting, I love you for that. Everyone type in ILU if you would love Imran. If simply by changing your handwriting, you could get some of these things in your life. Amazing. So another question, Imran. That's became Ilu in the chat window. That looks good. I forgot. Okay. So another question that I get a lot in my community is about, I'm in my relationship. Why do I attract people who leave me or cheat me or hurt me? How many of you have this question? Type in R for relationships in the question in the chat window right now. And a lot of people in my community, they say, you know what, Mitesh, I used affirmations and I attracted an amazing person in my life. But after 3 months, this person left me. And then I did more affirmations and I attracted another person and he also left me in 3 months, or she also left me in 3 months. Why is this happening with me? Can this be detected and changed in frequency of handwriting?
Definitely. The way we look at it, this is like this. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're here with me with complete ears. So what is Mitesh communicating right now is that, you get attracted towards anything in your life when it comes to you as a challenge. So have you seen people, Mitesh, let me take an example of people
Please.
who fought the world to get married. And after they got married, things did not work for them. You know why? The challenge which brought them together is no more a challenge. So, our elders in the family had cracked this code. They said, any marital problem, they say, I think you should actually plan a baby. So, what they're actually saying is they're giving a new challenge.
Bada problem.
Yeah, bada problem. So they get attracted towards the challenge. So now the new challenge came in. Now, after the baby, what is the new challenge? Education. Get him in the right school, get him to the program. Can you see that there is a challenge which brings you together? And then the moment the challenge is no more there, and the same thing, no, this girl is not saying yes to my proposal, and you do all the things. And the moment she says yes, you don't know what to do next. And the same thing can be shown in your weight loss thing. You had a target in this many days, I have to lose this many kgs. And the moment you achieve that, you don't know what else to do because the challenge is accomplished. And
Wow.
you can identify looking at your handwriting and support you that how we can get your relationship right, how we can stop you from doing all this attraction towards the challenges, and impacting on your relationship can definitely be fine-tuned by setting this frequency right.
Wow. I'll tell you what we call this in law of attraction. How many of you here realize what he's talking about? He's talking about limiting beliefs. Are you realizing? Everyone type an I in the chat window if you're understanding and if you're remembering what you learned with me. He's talking about limiting beliefs. Like, if I have a limiting belief about my marriage, I may get married and then suddenly I destroy my own marriage. I sabotage my own marriage, or I sabotage my own career, or I sabotage my own financial conditions. And then I make some stupid, silly mistake. And then I go back to what I earlier had and my problem keeps repeating. And that's why in advanced law of attraction, Imran sir, what we tell people is change your frequency to upgrade your life. And what you're saying here is I can use handwriting as a tool to change my frequency, to remove my limiting beliefs and convert into empowering beliefs in order to upgrade my frequency. So I don't make these mistakes anymore. And I can actually attract a person who remains committed to me. And I can attract myself to people who would be committed to me. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm actually emphasizing on. Yes, definitely. Yes.
Damn, this is amazing. So maybe do you want to show us a couple of more signatures and how we can change and learn a little more about what
Sure.
can we take away from here? What more things can we change in our signature? I remember you spoke about don't scribble too much. The defining factor of up and down. Okay, so those are a couple of things I remember. What else can we learn?
Yeah, I have been receiving a lot of questions on the chat box. So let me talk about people who don't have their surname in their signature. So let's talk about them.
Opposite.
I love these people. I'll tell you why I love these people, and let's bring them on. So for example, my name is Imran Baig, right? So I sign like this. So I'm talking about people who don't have their surname in their signature. Nothing wrong about it, but I want you to understand this is what is happening in your life. So I am just writing Imran. So you're not writing your surname. So how many of you actually do this? So you know what? I call you as a lone warrior. Yes, lone, L-O-N-E, lone warrior. Why do I call you as a lone warrior? Is because you have sustained so much in your life. You have seen the world beyond your capacity, maturity, and your age. And you have been a lone warrior. You created things. You saw early responsibilities. You saw many more things happening in your life than what you were supposed to be designed to be actually, managing it. And the problem is you're awesome. You're awesome. But the problem is people cannot relate to you because you are always there for people. But when you need it, people are not there for you. You know why? It's not like they don't want to help you. For them, they don't need my help. He is so powerful. He is so self-sufficient. He is supposed to be helping others. How will he need my help? But you are feeling, Imran, people don't help me. I'm always there for people. People come to me for all solutions, all challenges. But, so this is a warrior personality. And good thing is, please accept it that you're a warrior and, be there rather than actually getting into this feeling that, okay, I'm not, people are not there for me and you're feeling left alone, nobody to talk to, because you have set your frequency so high in your life, other person cannot really catch up to that.
So what you're also saying is then I will not attract support even if I want to. Like for an example, let's say I'm a housewife and I want to work hard. But if I'm only writing one name in my signature, which is my first name, I want my family to support me, but they won't. Because I'm a lone warrior and some way they get these vibes from me. And even if they try to help me, sometimes I resist and I don't receive that help too. Is that true?
True. That's why we say this. This is your roadblock to your own success, is because you have actually created such a huge boundary. You have locked it and you're sitting inside waiting for people to come inside. How will they come? Because you've actually created that aura that you don't need anybody. How many of you are able to relate to that?
This is crazy. How many of you can relate? Please type in relate in the chat window. I want to know how many of you had a similar signature and if you can relate exactly word by word what he's saying, as if he knows you personally. This is crazy. So, but this is the detection part, right? What I'm also interested in, can you change this in a person? Because now, sometimes, and I'll tell you where I'm coming this question from. I know a lot of these people personally in our community, right? Advanced Law of Attraction, Platinum members. And they want to change their frequency. Now they're tired of being lone warriors. Is it possible to upgrade that frequency and become more cooperative, attract people who support them, become more teamwork kind of? Is that possible?
Yes. Mitesh, I completely believe, and I'm sure your community also is in alignment with the same. The power to change your life is inside of you, not outside of you. Let me say that again. The power to change your life is inside of you, not outside of you. And what we're going to do is we're going to use your own handwriting. We're going to use your own strokes. And we're going to get this right. So right now, how many of you are ready to experience how changing certain letters can actually impact the way you're actually feeling currently? And you can actually test the frequency right now. So how many of you are ready? So type in everybody ready on the chat.
Okay. How many of you are ready to experience something with your letters? Type in ready in the chat window. Let's go. Ready. I also have a pen and paper here.
Yes, please. So everybody on the screen right now, I'm choosing a letter in handwriting analysis, which communicates more about you than any other letter. And that letter is letter T. And now I'm sure you have seen the way you write your T. So there are two things in the T. One is your stem. So this is called stem, right? And the second one is your crossbar. So you have a stem and you have a crossbar. I'm sure so many of you actually write your stem in many ways. You might be writing like this. You might be actually writing it like this. You might be writing it that way. So no matter how your stem is, don't worry about that. What I want you to do is take up an unruled sheet if possible. And you have to write this. First, the stem. and then the crossbar, and the crossbar should be the same size of your stem and 2 times if possible, and the balance 50% to the right, 50% to the left. So this is how you're going to be writing. And I want you to write this for 1 A4 size right now. And I'll tell you what is the science behind this. But first, what we're going to do is I want you to write this without even understanding what you're writing. Because
so, sir, what you're saying is right now, it doesn't matter how my T is. I should just do what you're showing me on the paper as an exercise right now on my paper.
Yes, Mitesh.
Done. Right, sir.
So can you see that? We have a stem and we also have a crossbar. So right now, what I'm asking you to do is just create this on the paper right now and fill up your 1 A4 size, please, everybody. So everybody, please go ahead, write this.
Those of you writing questions in the chat window, give yourself a tappu. You know what I do? Execution. Do what he's doing. Let's experience what this is. Come on, let's get into some exercise. I'm also doing it with you.
Write it slow and steady. Don't just fill up the page. What is important is how you write it. And pay attention to what is getting created and manifested in your mind when you're writing this. Observe your thoughts, observe your frequency, observe your energy. Feel your breathing, what is happening with that. Pay attention, just bring in more awareness along with your writing part. One A4 size, please, yes. One A4 size, please. And if you're done with one A4 size, type in on the chat box done or D. And how many of you are experiencing, okay, everybody please stop writing. Look at me on the screen. If you're experiencing, Imran, my hand is not moving flexibly as much as yours is moving on the paper. Imran, I'm experiencing little pain in the hand. My hand wants to move, but it's not happening. You're experiencing pain little here and also here. How many of you are able to relate to that? Congratulations, it's working. Congratulations, it's working. Because any type of discomfort is exactly, this is your communication line of how your letters are connected to the nervous system of your brain. Now, let's make your muscles relax a little so that you can receive this frequency stronger. Everybody look at me. We're going to do something called as hand exercise to bring in more flexibility in your fingers and your hand so that you can write more better. Trust me, it is going to work for you. Everybody, hands up. Lift your hands from your table. Don't rest your elbows on the table. Hands up, shoulder level. Now, bring together. And now we're going to stimulate every single finger of yours. Connect everybody. And when you release, what you have to do is you have to actually stimulate every single part of your finger. So you're going to release like this. See this stimulation. So we're going to do this 10 times. So let's do it together. Okay. 1, 2.
Come on, everyone. Let's do it together.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Done? Everybody rub your hands. Now, how many of you are actually feeling it's a simple exercise you already feel the way your blood is moving in your body is altered. Some of you will also experience sweatiness. Some of you will also experience the momentum in your body, in the blood in your body has actually changed. So let's do one more exercise, which will help you to relax your muscles. So everybody take your left hand, make a fist like this, and the hand has to be straight. The right hand, take a cup. Don't make it flat like this. It has to be a cup. So now let's do this 10 times. And how much higher it should go? As much as your face is, this high. Come on, everybody. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now shift over. And this is for everybody. No matter you're a left-hander or a right-hander, this exercise is for everybody. The left hand is going to take the cup and the right hand is going to be fist. Make sure it is straight and 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rub your hands. Now let's get back to the writing and you will see a shift in the way you're writing. So what we're going to do is we're going to be completing this letter T. Okay. Those of you done with the letter T, come on, everybody. We are working on the letter T. Now you will see the way your fingers are moving. And Mitesh, it does not require 21 days. It requires 21 seconds of the intense exercise.
I can actually feel the difference.
So if you're done with the letter T, A4 size a minimum. So take a fresh sheet of paper or you can use the back side of the paper. Now you're going to be writing the letter Y. And watch me how I'm writing the letter Y. There's a U formation first, and this line is going down, and then you're going to bring it back. So what is important is the loop should be consistent every time you write Y. And I want you to write this only for 4 lines, not too many for today. Not too many for today, just 5 lines. Or 4 lines will also do. The idea is keep the loop size of your Y consistent. Go slow and study. So we're done with the first line. Go to the second line right now. Go for the third, fourth line. So 2 more lines is a good idea. I want you to create these vibrations in your hand and your body, and you're using 2 powerful letters in handwriting analysis. And I'm going to share with you the science behind this. And the last line, come on everybody, Y. So 4 lines is good enough for today. And look at the way your body is responding to this simple single letters which you wrote. And now share with us on the chat box what you were feeling, what happened. So there are 4 major outcomes you'll experience. 1, Imran, I could not keep my T-bar on the top. You know what? Every time I was putting my T-bar on the top, it was actually falling down. It was going back to the old pattern than the new one. So don't worry, it is the resistance from your body. So everybody do this. This is called resistance. Any new change, your body will not accept it easily. Your mind is not going to accept it easily, and it's going to do its part. Number 2, how many of you felt good? Imran, I want to write more. Imran, I wanted to continue to write more. How many of you actually felt that? Yeah. And how many of you were actually feeling that, when will this stop? Imran, I'm really feeling discomfort. All the thought processes are getting mixed up, and I'm actually feeling little, anxious about whatever I'm writing. You know what? All that you're experiencing, good vibrations, not good vibrations, stressing, the only outcome I wanted you to experience is now how many of you are able to relate how the letters have the power to trigger what is happening here. Yeah, don't worry about the changes. Don't worry about the frequency. Right now, what we did right now is establishing the letter and the mind and the communication pathway. Now, if you got present to this, say awesome on the chat box right now. Mitesh, your audio. Mitesh, your audio.
Sorry about that. So the letter had the power to literally make me feel something. It has the power to change my feelings, comfortable or uncomfortable.
I'm going to show you
That is
something, Mitesh. I'm going to take you one step ahead now, and I'm going to make this, something very awesome for you to relate to. And ladies and gentlemen, what we did right now is called as graphotherapy. And what is graphotherapy? I want everybody to be present because this is the ultimate thing. We're going to go back this evening right now. Look at this. The research, UCLA stands for University of California, Los Angeles, in the year 1991 goes on to explain that by changing the movements of the index finger alone, a total separate part of the brain was stimulated and produced different chemicals. Did you know that only a fraction of a centimeter difference in the movement of your hand could produce and stimulate a different part of your brain? It can, and it does. After this research was released, there has been scientific laboratory evidence to support years of study of the science of handwriting analysis. This link between your handwriting and the stimulation of the brain is now clear. And the ultimate, everybody on the paper right now, look at this. I want to tell you something. It is not the letter T which will help you to change your frequency. Letters don't have so much of power. I'm saying something very, very profound. I want you to be with me. And this is the biggest takeaway for you. The letter T does not have the power to change your life. How you write the letter T has the power to change your life. Let me repeat that again. The letter T does not have the power to change your life. The way you write that letter has the power to change your life. How? Let me show you. Earlier, your finger movement was only till here. Now, what I did was I made you cross your T bar on the top. Can you see that? There's a shift in your finger movement. And this is what is important in graphotherapy.
Wow.
So what you did right now is when you moved your fingers like this, your brain started getting stimulated and it released certain chemicals. And that's how you will feel behavioral change. That's how you will feel frequency change. That's how you're able to generate that energy is because you're directly doing it. Simple, like, example, when you do exercise, why do you feel good? Why you want to go back and do it? You know why? There's a body, the brain is generating endorphins and you feel so good about that. And that's why it makes you come back and keep doing it. So similarly, what we're doing is we're using the finger movements. Everybody, we're using the finger movements to stimulate certain part of your brain to release specific chemicals, which in turn will empower you so much. That's why antidepressant tablets taken away, diabetes issues taken away, BP, hypertension, anxiety attacks, all the things you name it, which are psychosomatic in approach can be made. Why? If you empower your brain and a healthy mind, you can never have a diseased body. And that's
amazing. I would love to connect this with everyone over here with Law of Attraction Advanced course. How many of you remember being in the advanced course with me, or even in DMP, if you remember, I say that our frequency can be changed by our body. Do you remember that? That your physiology changes your frequency. Do you remember that, everyone? Type in DC, which is direct connection. Do you see a direct connection between Law of Attraction and handwriting analysis here? I only thought, so Imran sir, in advanced law of attraction, what we teach or what we even do in DMP is that if you control your body language, it can change your emotions. It has the power to change your emotions. So in DMP, every day we kind of make people practice clapping, which kind of stimulates their nerves, releases those required chemicals, make them move certain body language. We say time for double happiness. How many of you remember doing that? Do it right now, time for double happiness. And every time they do this, it changes their emotions. But what I loved what you're saying is that I had no idea that my movement on the paper changes my neurology and it changes my emotional frequency, because of which I change my attraction. That is just mind-blowing. Everyone type in MB for mind-blowing. If you're understanding what he's saying, your neurology doesn't have to be controlled only with your hands going so much up. It is just so much, which means what you said is how the T letter that I've written doesn't matter. How I write the T that matters.
Because some of you are wondering, some of you think Imran is a capital letter, it's supposed to be down and things like that. Don't get on to the language part of it, get on to the movement part of it. And Mitesh, this is for everybody. I have a छोटी सी science and I want to make you get present how strong our roots are. Remember when we were growing up, we have seen our elders doing the, Japna bolte hain, Mala bolte hain. You take the God's name, you're actually doing that simulation. Can you see this is the same movement? you're putting the rangolis, the way you do the tilak. So everything has some significance. There was some logic. And now how you're moving away from all these things has an impact on your physiology.
Wow, this is crazy. So I'll tell you what, you've hardly given me a no answer for anything. So I've kind of collected a lot of questions from the group. And let's take a small challenge, kind of a rapid fire, if I may ask, right? Like Karan Johar style thoda sa. So the rapid fire is, I'm just going to rapid fire ask you questions that, is this possible with handwriting in terms of changing frequency? Is this possible? Is this possible? Tell me if it's possible. And wherever you feel this is like a solid case study you have, or like a story you have with a name of a person, my community, we would love to hear stories. How many of you love to hear stories? Type in love to hear stories in the chat window. If you would love Imranji to tell us some real stories about some of these questions which can validate, right? So a rapid fire round for health. Can I change my habits with changing my handwriting?
Definitely a big yes.
Okay. Can I stop overthinking?
Yes, definitely. See, I'll tell you. So the word overthinking itself is not the manifestation what we're actually looking at. We basically call you as a person who's very selective at listening. So the problem with you is that you listen, you stimulate so much of thoughts and process on whatever you have come into you, and you actually make your own meanings out of it. Yes, definitely possible.
So changing my handwriting, I can stop my overthinking.
Yes,
all
possible.
Right. Can I stop having suicidal thoughts with handwriting?
Yeah, that's a very important aspect of handwriting, because I want to share with you all, I happened to meet a person, I was actually on my way to give a talk, and I happened to meet somebody who was taking me to the place where the talk is happening. And along with that person was the spouse of that person. And because we had about 40 minutes of a drive time, the spouse said, Imran, I write something, can you talk about me? And we actually talked, I analyzed it. I made him present about so many beautiful strengths he's made up of, the ability the Almighty has actually gifted him, and things like that. And the entire journey, he was awestruck, nothing happened. 3 days later, I get a call from this person. I said, Imran, I actually wanted to end my life the same very night when I met you. But when I met you, I got present. I'm doing injustice to the abilities the Almighty has given to me, because what I want everybody to get present. Handwriting analysis is not just about identifying what is not working in your life. You need to also be present that the Almighty, the universe has actually blessed you with so many beautiful abilities, strength, which is coming to you effortlessly. And if you're not working on it, you're doing sheer injustice to your own self. And that got present. And that day, I realized this science cannot be with me. It has to be with many more people. That's why I started this campaign calling The World Needs You. Because there are so many people who need help, but they will never come and ring the bell of your door, because you need to reach out to people, make yourself available. And trust me, if you are able to save one life, your life is worth. If you're able to add value to one person's life, I think you're doing God's work.
Amazing. So while I continue the rapid fire, how many of you promise, type in IP, I promise that you will take on this journey and be part of this mission with me and Imran sir, where we can help other people, create these kind of results. And as he said, if you can even save one life, wow, right? So in the rapid fire, I'm a very angry person. Can I remove my short temper using handwriting?
When you want to understand your behavior, what you need to really understand is anger and temper. They're two different things. Temper is not anger. Temper is basically a combination of emotions coming together. So the person who gets angry is not only just getting angry, happy very easily, irritated very easily, upset very easily. So your emotional graph is too high and low. And that's what is going to impact your health. So practicing graphotherapy and setting your frequency right with your handwriting, yes, it is possible.
Wow, awesome. So let's see where you can say, no, this is kind of the challenge part. I feel inferior, my self-esteem is low. Can I improve my self-esteem with?
Definitely, that's something which is the biggest gift the graphotherapy can do, is to change your self-image here. How you can push your own self by taking actions and making it happen. Because most of us, Mitesh, that we have no problem with failing. We have the problem with success. Wow. Right? I'm sure you heard Mitesh talking about the fear of success and fear of failure concept. Definitely, yes. The answer is yes.
Wow. I'm hardly consistent. I'm not motivated to take consistent action. Can I change that?
Yes, we call this as procrastination. And, some of you are using the word laziness, procrastination. But I want to tell you something. Laziness and procrastination are not the same. Because, see, laziness is the fancy term which we use. But procrastination is making yourself busy doing smaller things than focusing on things which are bigger and important in your life. So you actually bring in reasons not to do the bigger things, and you keep yourself busy doing the small things.
Actually, right.
Yeah, when I look into your handwriting, I can find out whether you have only an intention of postponing things, or do you postpone things which are unpleasant, or do you postpone every single thing in your life? So yes, possible.
So I can change. Indu's laughing at the top of her voice right now because she knows I'm lazy. Anyway, procrastination in your word. Okay, relationship rapid fire. Can I improve my relationship with my parents, my life partner? I don't get along with my family members. Can I improve my relationship with them?
Definitely yes, because I want to tell you something to everybody. The important part about understanding people around you is you understand people, what they show to you, what they present to you. That's their conscious personality. Deep down, they have a natural personality to themselves. So if you can use handwriting analysis and connect with people and deal with them the way they like to be dealt with, relationship is going to be effortless. I've seen relationship in marriage getting better, relationship with the husband, wife getting better, relationship with the father and the son, daughter and the mother getting fixed because they started relating to each other. Can I go ahead and share an example?
Please do.
There was a lady who came to me and said, Imran, I think there's something wrong with my husband. He does not share things with me. He's always on to himself. And I think he's not happy being married to me. And when we actually looked into the husband's handwriting, we realized that his expression quotient is low. He believes in, doing things rather than actually making people realize that he's doing it. So bad with words, good with actions. And this lady had the challenge in understanding this. So when she got present by analyzing the spouse handwriting, the relationship changed because she realized he loves me, but he cannot say, I love you, but he will do things to make you feel that he loves you. Possible.
So I can understand people better just by looking at their handwriting or just their signature sometimes.
Yes, please.
I got to be careful showing my signature to you next time. Okay. In my career, can I attract my desired dream job? I've been waiting for it for a long time. Can I attract a dream job?
Possible. I want to show you some testimonials. I have tons of it, but I don't know which one to pick up today, but I want to show you something. See, this is of a lady who is working with me, and look at this. My signature was done and Imran suggested few changes. As usual, I thought, should I sign from today or do it a little later? The sentence echoed that take action. And you know what? She made some changes. I received 2 interview calls and had a good conversation with the directors to thanks Imran. So what is possible is, yes, you can change the frequency and start attracting the best of things to happen because you should really make that communication right. Remember, every time you sign, every time you write, you're putting across a message to the universe and to your subconscious mind. And let's get that communication right.
Wow, amazing. Can I discover my strengths weaknesses? I think most of us know our weaknesses, but can I discover my strengths? Something you said earlier also.
Yes, please. It is possible. And that's something which I completely believe in. And the handwriting analysis, see, I believe in leading life effortlessly. And if you really want, how does the life become effortlessly? When you start doing things which is coming to you naturally. That's your natural strength. Possible. I can find out whether you have good speaking ability. Are you a good executor? Are you a good planner? And a good orator? So you can list it and I can talk about it.
Amazing. Can I improve my financial life with?
Definitely. The way you're going to relate to money is going to change because we are changing the mindset. The frequency on the mind is actually getting impacted because when I talk about money, it's all about not about bringing money. The problem with the most of us is that we have a problem with managing money and time. So we have an ability called extravagance, where the problem is money comes, but you don't know where the money is because when it comes, the moment it comes is exhausted. That's what the problem is. And sometimes the way you take decisions around the money is what you need to be really worked on. Yes, possible.
Wow, amazing. Thank you. We are already getting amazing feedback saying the session is going amazing for me too. I'm loving what's happening here right now. So I know we've learned a lot about how we can change ourselves. And I want to now move to the next part about today, which is something that I'm super excited about presenting to our community right now. We can change ourselves, but can we now learn to be a little bit like you, if I may say, where can you share the magic with us, where we can become professionals? And not only can we change our own life, but maybe we can help other people to change their life, charge a little money for it, become professional consultants as handwriting experts. Is it possible that we can learn this, or is it going to take like 15, 20 years of your experience to repeat that kind of learning for us?
Okay. Mitesh, I want to share something with your entire community. And ladies and gentlemen, from past 18 years of my life, I have not done anything other than curating programs, teaching programs on handwriting analysis. So I have not worked for anybody, no business experience, nothing, dedicated. I got very, very inspired by Rabindranath Tagore ji. He completely believed, take one thing in your life, invest your life into that, and you will end up leaving a legacy for the people in your life.
Wow.
So why I'm saying all these things with you is because I'm willing to share with you all my 18 years of experience, and I have curated a program with a simple possible language, English, which is readable and understandable. I'm not going to surprise you with jargons, with technical terms. We're going to make it so very easy for you to do it, because remember, the day I got present, this science is not supposed to be only with me. I want to make it available for everybody. Join my mission. Let's add on value to people's life and earn money out of it. Definitely. Miteshji, I completely believe if you're a good human being, you have a right to be you have to have money with you. Yeah. Because if good people have money, good work will happen. Yeah, so if you think you're a good human being, it's your ultimate responsibility to be rich. And let's do some work where you're going to have the best of money coming to you, because this is good money, right? You're adding value. I know you're getting a lot of prayers, gratitude, and amazing.
Amazing.
This is what
it's possible for me to become a consultant. It's possible for me to have a little bit of your magic in a scientific way, and I don't have to invest 17 years of life the way you have. In how much time can I learn to be a really good professional consultant at something like this?
Surely. Miteshji, I always say two things. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you have these two things. That's the only qualifying criteria to do my program or to have this science in your life. First, Shraddha. Agar aapke paas Shraddha hai, if you have the faith into it, anything is possible. Number two, patience. And if you're willing to operate with these two things, that's the only thing I need. You don't need to have prior experience in counseling. You don't need to have a prior experience in dealing with people or practicing any therapy. But if you have all this, it's like icing on the cake. But if you have these two things,
wow, amazing.
The patience and the Shraddha, that's the only thing which is required. And I'm willing to open my heart out to you and share all the learnings which I've gathered from 18 years of life.
Amazing. So how much time, if I may ask, it may take? What is the course duration? How much time, if I may ask?
Good.
Now, I'm not getting to the details of the course yet, but because my mind is like, saal bhar to nahi lag jayega seekhne mein.
If you can spend a weekend with me, and even before the weekend gets over, so you're going to start with me on a Friday, and by the time the Saturday gets over, if you can spend about 9 to 12 hours with me, by the end of the 10th hour, you will be able to analyze anybody's handwriting in your life.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my promise. And I'm not going to conclude my session until and unless every single person has analyzed at least 2 people in your life. You're going to call up them, you're going to meet them, you have to go talk to them about their own handwriting and ask them, tell me the accuracy out of 100%, what is the accuracy which you got it, and it is doable. Can I show you some people who have actually done that and it is possible? So let me show you the people who have done this. I have seen people who have done my program, being in Canada, the time is not the challenge, the distance is not the challenge, the commitment is, if you're willing to do that, this is possible. So let me show you somebody who has done my program all the way from Canada, and this is also possible for you.
Just completed my first analysis as a
I'll just share this.
Handwriting analyst, and I'm very, very, very happy to say that after doing this for almost 2 full days, I have got 100% score with my first analysis. So great start. I'm looking forward to many more success stories, and thank you, Imran, for presenting so many different and beautiful concepts in such an easy and nice way. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Priyanka Singha, and I have just completed my handwriting analysis of my father, and I have scored 80. And I'm really happy to share it because this is the second handwriting that I've analyzed after me, and this is just only due to guidance of Mr. Imran.
Hi, my name is Deepak TR. Just now I finished my handwriting analysis course with Imran. Just 15 minutes back, I just finished my first handwriting analysis in just 10-15 minutes. It was such a big surprise. I finished my analysis of my wife and she gave me a 100 out of 100 mark. I was so surprised. I never expected so fast I could learn. Imran is such a great teacher.
I can go on and on, but this is what is possible for every single one of you.
Amazing. How many of you want to feel like this in 1 week? Just in 1 week. And I will be learning with you. I promise you, I'll be with you in this batch. I'll learn with you. How many of you are with me? Type in committed in the chat window quickly. If you're committed to learn, if you're committed to upgrade your frequency. And Imran, this is about how I can learn. And then when I start imparting this to other people, can you share some results with us about how people from different professions can learn? Because one of the questions I always get in my community is, but Mitesh, I'm a housewife. Will I be able to do it? I'm a government employee. Will I be able to do it? All my life, I've only done a job in my IT company. Will I be able to do this? What do you think? I mean, can you share some examples there?
Oh my God, this is for everybody, no matter what domain you come from. I can show you tons of people who come from your own domain, and all it requires is every day, if you could spend 10 to 15 minutes to practice on your own self, and if you could invest 2 hours in the entire week to help others in your life, and you can still make awesome contribution to their life, and a lot of money in your bank is possible. And this is, I want to show you, Mitesh, can I show you my
Please,
from the background?
Looking forward to it.
Sure. So these are the people, see, I have people who are educators, like they have the full-time job, they do completely whatever they have to do, but at the end of it, they spend 2 hours, analyzing handwritings, giving graphotherapy, handwriting changing your frequency to people. And look at these people look at the different cities they are from. And this is just my recent batch of people. If I show you, tons of percentage of people have done the program. So I have educators from Bangalore, from Mumbai, from Indore. We also have people who are home engineers. So homemakers, we call you as home engineers because the way you have engineered everything in your home and it works so seamlessly. And you can also do this. Look at the stars. All of them are home engineers. If you're a food nutritionist, you can use handwriting analysis because you're helping people to work on their body. But if you can help them here, what a beautiful combination you can create with. We also have people who have a full-time corporate job, people managing bigger responsibilities, but they do this because somewhere deep down, they want to add value to people's life and give back to the society. I have people who are coaches and healers. They have done my program. I have entrepreneurs who have an existing business. They're able to do this. I have students who are able to do this.
Students.
Yes, students. As young as 16 years old to people who are still pursuing education. And we also have government officials. So if you're sitting there and thinking, Imran, government officials don't have enough time, I'll surprise you more. I also have doctors who have done my program, not just a small time program, but a professional program where they are actually supporting people around them. Possible, yes.
Wow. And what kind of, eventually, while helping people, what kind of money is possible? What potential is possible in this extra source of income? Because one of my commitments to a lot of law of attraction students who I work with is to have multiple sources of income. And maybe this can become an additional source of income for them where they can help people and make money. What kind of potential is there in this field?
Oh, okay. As I was sharing with all of you, my students have gone on to create a new identity for themselves. I have my students getting invited to collaborate, become a speaker, an influencer talk, and they have been invited on radios to come and give an interview on how they're writing analysis in their life and how they're adding value and money, tons of it. I'm just sharing with you in the last, less than 3-4 months, whatever numbers I could accumulate, I am here to share with you. And these are the testimonials. Any program you do, you end up giving testimonials to the trainer. But how about earning a testimonial for your own self? And this is the beauty about the program. You will have tons of testimonials, which are people talking about you. And I want to introduce Zulekha ma'am here. She is a school principal and she is a passionate educator. And apart from that, she's also supporting people in her life. And she has earned for herself 2,85,000 as of now. And we have a trainer, Deepak, you already met him, 51,000 rupees. We also have, a homemaker who have earned that. So from lakhs of rupees to 1,000 rupees, financial freedom is, it's just about in less than 2 months of time. I could just grab it. I spoke to my community and I could be here.
Wow, this is just awesome. How many of you would love to have this opportunity of doing both? Helping people and make money both. So I'm super pumped up. I'm looking forward to that. And at the same time, I remember what Imran sir told me for the first time. He said, Mitesh, while I'm doing this, it's like a magic wand. It's so powerful as a tool that it's almost like, handing over the most powerful weapon in the hands of someone. And I have to be careful that I'm not handing over the weapon to someone who's a terrorist. It has to be a soldier, right? And that is why one of the commitments he made in his life is that he's going to help about helping people to make a difference first as a vision, and the money will follow. So my question to all of you is, are you willing to align with my and Imran sir's vision and mission that we will first focus on helping? The making money part will come. I promise you that. I mean, Imran sir himself is already making crazy amount of money. When you join the numbers, when you join the course, we'll share his actual numbers with you and you'll just blow your mind. But it's possible for you to do that too. But first you have to focus on serving and contribution. If some of you are committed to this, type in serving, the full word serving. And that's the word he was using in Hindi, Shraddha. If you're willing to have that Shraddha to serve people, then I and Imran sir, we are willing to work with all of us today to help us become professional experts at helping people change their frequency just by using handwriting. Change your frequency first and then help other people to change their frequency too. Perfect. So thank you so much, Imran sir. This has been amazing. If I may now ask, because I'm going crazy in my mind thinking, how do I start? Right? How many of you are ready? Because I'm super curious. I don't want to ask him any more questions. I'm just ready for the main question. Start kaise kare? Start kya hoga? Steps kya hai? How can we start? What are we going to learn? Kitna time lagega? If I may just get to those steps part with you.
Surely, please. So the step number one would be, you are going to get an access to our study material. So there's a very beautiful treasure of information which we're going to be sharing with you, starting with the smallest possible thing that, look at everybody, show me your pens, everybody look at the pen. So because you're going to become a graphologist, handwriting analyst, and you're going to be working with people, we will start with understanding the science behind the pen and how does this pen and the paper work. So we have something to share with you all. And I'm going to open up many more things like about, okay, let me go through a step-by-step process. So
please do.
Open up. The step number one would be the moment you sign up with us, you are going to get an access to the program. And I will tell you exactly which video to get started with. And because the biggest bonus, I'll tell you, hold on. So step number two is you have to practice graphotherapy every single day. And we have two important things to make this happen. How many of you agree with me? If you want to do something on a consistent level in your life, you need two things. One is a system. How many of you agree with me? And other one is supervision. So these are the two important SS. Come on, everybody, type it on the chat box. If you need a system and if you need supervision, this is what is possible, because I will not just make you a consultant, because I first want you to experience this power and I want you to do that first. And then you're going to meet us every week. We do actually meetups, and I'll be doing most of my programs live because I am so passionate about this science. I want you to get this right, the language right, the methodology right. And I will be doing a live training program. Yeah, that's the biggest bonus I wanted to share with you, that apart from the tons of videos which you can access any given time of your life, how about me personally teaching you this science?
So this is not just going to be online videos. This is going to be live with you.
No, because we are going to be adding value to people's life, and I don't want to miss an opportunity to talk to all my, beautiful warriors who are going to go on adding value to people's life. So let's meet, bring in that energy, exchange that vibe, and let's make this possible. So I'm willing to share this in a live program. Don't worry about the schedule. You don't have to decide anything right now. I'm going to give you flexibility of different time slots we have and the batches we have. And my sincere suggestion is do this live with me. If not, you don't have the freedom of time. You will also get recordings. You can always watch it and get started to the earliest. So how the live session schedule would be like this. The first thing I want to tell you is let's do the first step towards handwriting analysis. So how we're going to do that is the moment you meet me, the first thing is I want to help you to understand this. So I want to make one thing very, very easy for you to understand. So now look at this. So if you look at this, this is an overall handwriting. So what do you do with a handwriting on a macro level? And then I'm also going to teach you on a micro level. And I'm not going to teach you handwriting analysis the way you see it on the Google. No, match the following. If you write M like this, you're like that. If you write Y like this, no, we're not going to work on that. We are going to be working on something very, very beautiful and interesting. And I believe that is called as a strokes. And to understand all these things, for example, ladies and gentlemen, if I show you this and the science of working, you will see that this is one word and they have 6 letters to it. But for a handwriting analyst, the way you're going to be working on is this is how you're going to be working on. So I'm going to decode all these things in the live classroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to meet on a Friday evening. I don't want the full day. We're going to meet in the evening. Okay. So what is the timing we're going to be meeting on? It will be from 7 o'clock to 9:30. So keep 15 minutes buffer starting and ending. Saturday, we're going to meet again in the evening. And Sunday, we're going to meet the full day. And don't worry, we're going to have appropriate breaks, enough time to have lunch and everything. The reason why I want to do this in this level is it requires certain intensity to do this.
Wow.
And 6:30, the program gets over. 5 o'clock, everybody make a note of my promise. 6:30, the program gets over. 5 o'clock, you will be analyzing handwritings live. Just the way I did it, you will be blowing people around you and their mind by doing, that's my promise. 5 o'clock, 6:30 program gets over. 5 o'clock, I will be sharing, you will be analyzing anybody's handwriting around you.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to show people what we've got for them in terms of the offer, because people are going crazy in the chat window saying, "Bata do bhaiya, abhi kab shuru kar sakte hain, kaise?" So, okay, I'm going to come to that. I'm not going to keep more suspense. So with your permission, Imran sir, if I'm going to share the PDF with people in terms of these steps when they follow, what are they going to get, how much time it's going to take, what's the investment, I'll show all of that to people now. So here we go. I'm sharing the screen with all of you, and I'm choosing to do this on behalf of Imran sir because I want to make sure that I don't want to associate him with anything about right now he offering you something in terms of just money, because I believe what he's offering you is much more than money. How many of you agree with that? Type in 100% in the chat window. I believe he's offering you something much more than money if you can change your frequency, if you can change other people's frequency, right? So that's why I'm choosing to do this presentation on behalf of him. And the first thing that he's going to offer us, this is something so unique, it's absolutely crazy, is physical study material will be shipped to you. Yes, actual physical material will be shipped to you. This is a bonus gift that he's offering to all of us over here. This itself is worth 10,000 rupees. Physical material about something that you can use for yourself, physical material that you can use to understand as a consultant what you need to do. There's a lot of details about the physical material. I think let's do one thing before I show the next bonus. Would everybody love to see the physical material? Quickly say yes in the chat window. Okay, so maybe Imran sir, if you could show us that physical material that people are going to get. It's beautiful.
Yes, what we're going to do is we're going to send across a physical course material to all of you. So this is a very beautiful box, and this is going to be sent across to you. So when you open up the box, you have tons of beautiful things which are there, starting with the welcome letter, which will give you step-by-step approach about how do you get started, what are things which you're going to be working on. And the best part is, remember we talked about graphotherapy, changing your handwriting to change your frequency. Right. You're going to get 21 days of graphotherapy beautifully designed in such a way that every single day you're going to write one page. See this, you're going to start with a promise. Mitesh, you love making people making a promise, right? So every day, so if you have day 1, so day 2, day 3, and what we have also done is we have aligned this with a beautiful short videos to help you write it. You see a scan code, all that you have to do is sit down, open your mobile, you see a short video of 2 minutes, see how we write it, and you do this. So this is every single material and tons of this. So every single M, what does it say about you? N, what does it say about you? So, and also the inclusion of all the stationery you need for the program is already included in this.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Everyone give me one word. How do you feel about the material that you saw right now? This is going to be physically shipped to all of you, to everybody in India. People who are abroad, there's going to be a little different extra cost of the courier charges. We'll talk about that later, right? So moving on to the next step that we are going to get as a bonus when we join today, the course of professional graphologist that you will become as a professional consultant, is you will become a member of an international council of graphologists. This is worth 50,000 rupees, and I'll tell you why. Sir, if you could show us the web page that you've created for all your graphologists, for all your scientists who've become handwriting experts, where do you present them? So look at this, everyone.
So ladies and gentlemen, you get a privilege to be listed because my commitment is very simple. If you're a graphologist, if you stand by the mission which we all are working towards as a handwriting analyst, I want to bring in all the people who have been trained together so that we can help you to catapult your career as a handwriting analyst by getting you listed in our international council. So can you see this? All the students are part of my council and they're listed on my council website. Wow. And the best part is, you click on any of my students' profile, you get to read about them, who they are, what type of work they have been doing, the type of testimonials they have developed. Wow. So look at this. And these are the testimonials where their clients are talking about them. You can get in touch with them by writing to them, so you can be seen. Now you need to visualize yourself being part of this beautiful community where I have people from all walks of life doing the program. So I have homemaker here who is from Chennai, and this is how you're going to be working. So we're going to have your mission statement here. We're going to be helping you to get yourself, aligned here.
Wow, this is crazy. So what you're saying is, even if people don't understand digital technology, they don't have to make their own website. On your website, you've created a web page for them, like a profile, where their testimonials of their students has been displayed here.
Yes.
And you can promote people directly from your website or for your consultants.
Yes.
So are you saying if somebody comes to you and says, Imran sir, I want to get personal consulting with you. I know you're very busy. Can you recommend me someone? Are you saying you'll recommend these people on your website?
Yes, that's the idea, because I have so many people to add on value to, right? So I need a bigger team, and let's work together as a mission, and let's add value to people.
Wow. Everyone type in, I love you again to Imran sir. He's not just teaching you, he's giving you an opportunity to spread yourself to the world, giving you a website page, giving you your profile. And the best part is his team does all this. He's not saying you create this website or page on my website. He's just taking photographs from you, taking testimonials of your clients, and he's creating this for you. और क्या चाहिए boss life में? This is amazing. Maybe you can show us that business card also.
The idea is, Mitesh, that anybody who wants to, in terms of learning handwriting analysis, we're going to take care of you. We're going to give you all the science, methodologies, systems. All that you have to do is duplicate it and make it happen. And to break all the roadblocks which you're going to experience in establishing yourself as an authority in the science, we have come back with all the things, best of things. Starting from a business card. You need a business card to introduce yourself. We have the business card ready for you. I'm going to send you all this as an e-file. You can take as many prints as you want. You want to have your own letterhead to give away a written analysis of people in your life. So you're going to have your name here. You're going to have your contact details there. And we're going to make a short booklet. I'm going to send it to you. This is actual booklet of my student, Pooja Srivastav. And you're going to be listed here with your certificate. And you're going to be listing all the things which you do in terms of handwriting analysis. These are the testimonials Pooja ji has got for herself. And these are the services. How do you get in touch with her? All these things is going to be done. And you know what, Mitesh ji? My students are charging per client. You will be surprised, starting from 5,000, 8,000 rupees per consultation. What do? Analyze the handwriting and give them the graphotherapy. That's all they do. And I have clients, I have my students. I want to introduce you to Neelam. Neelam is charging 24,000 rupees for handwriting analysis, consultation of 30 minutes, and giving graphotherapy supervision and system. 24,000 rupees one-time payment for 21 days of graphotherapy. And you can decide what you want to charge. You want to charge 5,000 rupees, you want to charge 2,000 rupees, whatever is your community, whatever people around you, you can define that.
Wow, mind-blowing. This is just amazing. Are you saying you're literally giving us these business cards, the brochure, the letterhead, you're giving me ready-made, like I don't have to work on it?
No, you don't have to do it. All these things will be taken care from our side.
Everyone type in crazy. This is crazy. Like I've never seen any coach working like this. Like how many of you say hats off? Like he's really trying to serve people. How many of you agree with that? Like इससे ज़्यादा क्या चाहिए? मतलब इसके बाद में अगर आप काम नहीं करोगे ना तो हाथ लेके क्या करना है सीधे सीधे right hand everyone. इसके बाद तो बस खुद को टप्पू मारना बाकी है, right? You're getting everything in your hand. Beautiful, amazing. So going back to that document, this is just 2 points so far. What we're also getting is a certificate which will be delivered to you, and this is a physical certificate, and this is also worth 10,000 rupees because there is a value to that certificate. It is not just any certificate, trust me, there is value because Imran sir himself is internationally certified. So when he says he's certifying you, there is meaning to that, there is substance to that, there is value to that. So sir, if you could show us an example of what that certificate looks like.
Well, this certificate is the complete certificate which you're going to be receiving, and you are going to be declared as a professional handwriting analyst and a grapho-analytical therapist. That means you don't just analyze handwritings, but you also give therapy to people. And if you do a good job, and we're going to give you a certificate, physical certificate will be shipped to you, apart, just like your material. And to acknowledge you, we're going to have a very beautiful label pin, which is going to be sent to you, which will have your name there. And whenever we have a meetups and everything, you're going to be wearing this and coming. Can you see that? You'll have your name there, and you will be mentioned as the council member, as an international council graphologist.
Wow, this is amazing. Thank you. This is like almost everything from start to end to end. Like there is nothing left. Sab kuch diya hai. This is just beautiful. So we're getting a certificate.
And I always tell you, even before the program's complete, you will start working with people. That's my commitment. It's not like you will do it today, you will practice it, and one fine day you will start. No, we have designed a system with our 18 years of experience that it's all doable, it's possible.
Right. Awesome. So everybody's saying, what's the cost? अरे आ रहा है अभी पहले बता तो दो क्या क्या मिल रहा है फिर बाद में बोलोगे बताया नहीं what else is included. So let me show you everything. Certificate is there, and then the complimentary coaching books are there. These are two coaching books on how to work on coaching. There are two such books that's worth 5,000 rupees. Then there is Discover Your True Self course, which is worth 10,000 rupees. There is handwriting exercises, specific handwriting exercises. You must understand how they work. So that is worth 10,000 rupees that you're getting. Scientific signature, exact steps on what is a scientific signature. What is the right way of signing? What is the wrong way of signing? Multiple steps. And these are all, the best part is it's perfectly created as per science. So it's not something that will change based on intuitions. What I loved what Imran sir said was, you don't have to work about being an expert out of 17 years of experience and having experience and intuitions. He said, this is pure science. If you replicate what I'm saying, you will get the same result that I'm delivering to my clients, right? So this is worth 20,000 rupees. You're getting this as part of the entire course. How to choose the right pen and pencil, that entire course is here worth 5,000 rupees. E-copy of the coaching kit, the physical copy that you saw, you're also getting the e-copy of that, the internet copy of that, so that the digital copy, you're able to print your business cards and stuff like that. Along with this, I'm also introducing people who have never worked on this before. And if you're watching us for the first time, I'm offering you my basic law of attraction course completely as complimentary, as gift part of this, which is worth 25,000 rupees. How many of you people have already done my basic law of attraction? And you can definitely vouch it is much more value than even 25,000 rupees. Type in 100% in the chat window. So we're including that for you. 30 days of DMP is also included, which is daily magic practice for 1 full month is included, which is worth 30,000 rupees. Finally, digital coaching system. This is a course that I personally created, which is about how to become coaches online. Like, how do you make your videos? How do you promote yourself? How do you do your advertisement? How do you make your website? All of that, which I use to become a digital coach. I've created an entire course on that worth 25,000 rupees. You're getting that as a compliment. Now comes the main bonus. And the main bonus is for those people who are joining our professional graphology course today in the next few minutes. And that is golden ticket to lifetime access to Imran sir's live courses. Yes, you will be getting recordings for lifetime, but more than the recordings, the live courses that he does Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even the professional graphology that he's teaching you whenever he does a live batch. Am I right, sir? Am I saying this correctly, or is this overcommitting?
No, this is very much because this is a science and it is evolving every single day. And I want to share with you all the new things which is going to be happening, new research work, and I want to do that. So the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're talking about it. You don't have to commit it right now. The schedule will be shared with you at least 3-4 weeks in advance. So you can decide which schedule you want to apply it, or you're happy doing the recorded sessions, please go ahead and then get started. And after that also, we're going to meet you on a regular basis on Tuesdays and Fridays so that I can professionally train you how to handle a client. How do you analyze somebody's handwriting, what to say, what not to say, what makes the analysis, what breaks the analysis, what are the ethics, what are the principles we follow as a handwriting analyst, how do you identify what graphotherapy can be given to what type of people, and all this and many more things. So I want to be there personally sharing with you all the things what I have learned here.
Live every time with him. This is awesome. So all your lives, you can attend as many live sessions with him as you want. Now coming to the professional graphology certification, changing people's life with handwriting. What is the investment for this? It's not a cost from my point of view, it's an investment. The fees, if you total up all these things that Imran sir is giving us right now, the value of the course is 2,10,000 rupees. There is a webinar special price for those of you who are joining us within 10 minutes. And yes, there is an EMI offer also. But before that, before I tell you the webinar special price, how many of you agree, even if it is 2,10,000 rupees, if you could learn how to make a difference in your life, if you could upgrade your HRCM frequency, if you could teach other people how to change their HRCM frequency in 21 days, and you're getting all this material, the website, the certification, the material, the business card, everything you're getting ready-made, hand-held, and you're getting Imran sir's guidance for lifetime in all his live sessions. How many of you agree this is 10 times value, even to compare the fees of 2,10,000 rupees? Everyone type in 10x if you agree. What you're seeing is 10x value. This is not 1x value. This is not 2x value. This is 10x value, right? But the webinar special price that Imran sir has offered us today is not 2,10,000 rupees. It is not even 50% of this. It is not even 25% of this. It is only 29,500 rupees for lifetime coaching. The link is in the chat window. You will see the link in the chat window right now. You will also see the link below in this presentation. It says miteshkhatri.com/joinf. Join HF. HF stands for handwriting frequency. So join HF, miteshkhatri.com/join HF. Those of you who are not 100% ready right now, but you need a little time to arrange some money, type an I in the chat window. We have a good news for you. If you're committing right now, we're giving you an option of blocking the fees right now, which means you lock your investment of 29,500 so that when the webinar is complete and the fees goes back to 2,10,000 rupees, you don't have to pay 2,10,000 tomorrow. You can continue to pay 29,500 provided you commit to pay within 7 days. Right now, you can block by paying only 5,000 rupees. And after you pay 5,000 rupees, your webinar special price is locked. You will get 7 days of time to pay the balance. When you pay the balance of 7 days, your course starts after that, right? Now, yes, there is an EMI facility also. When you click on this link for the first time, which link? Let me quickly show you. Indu, if you can share the link with us in the chat window also.
I have shared. Just clarify the platinum, please.
Yes. So all the platinum members.
Plan 2.
Platinum plan 2. All the platinum members, do you have to pay for this? Unmute platinum members quickly. What do you think?
No.
Pay for this?
No.
Thank you so much.
There is no fees because we have an amazing collaboration with Imran sir, where this course is included for those people who've already invested in the platinum membership. So how many of you love Imran sir for this? It's not just me. He's agreed to have this as part of platinum membership from today. How many of you love Imran sir for this? Everyone on mute, say Imran sir, we love you for this. All the platinum
Mitesh sir, plus Mitesh
We love you for this. We all love
Crazy. She's going crazy to charge you.
So Imran, this is just crazy value. Thank you for bringing this up to platinum membership. I'm emotional right now. Thank you so much for bringing this partnership with us. Looking forward to creating lots of value with you. And to show people how this whole link works, let me show you how so this is the screen I'm sharing with all of you right now. When you click on miteshkhatri.com/joinhf, this page will open up. When you open up this page, just go through writing your name, your last name, your email ID, your phone number. So let's say I'm just writing 10 digits right now because I know otherwise people will copy my mobile number. So let's say if you want EMI option, Indian customers, all the Indian students who are here right now can continue using the first link. International students can use the second link and the third link both. So let's say you say complete order. Now, when you say complete order, you will see this InstaMojo link over here after that. Over here, if you want an EMI option, what you need to do is scroll down a little bit. You can also just take your phone, scan the QR code. Don't scan this QR code right now because this is a unique code created only based on my link. So don't scan this one right now. If you scan this, your payment will automatically happen. Otherwise, go to more payment options at the bottom. When you click on more payment on the bottom, what happens here is you can get cards option, net banking option, EMI option, and NEFT transfer. How many of you would love to get an EMI or loan facility? Raise your hands quickly. So click on the EMI option. And when you click the EMI option, this option is available only for those people who have a credit card. Right now, it's only for credit card option only, not for debit card. Over here, you can select which bank credit card do you have: ICICI, Axis Bank, Standard Chartered, Kotak, HSBC, Yes Bank, IndusLand, RBL, and Bank of Baroda. At this point of time, we have collaboration only with these banks for credit card. After you've selected your bank, choose how many months EMI do you want. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, absolutely doesn't matter. Take that option. The moment you finish paying that option, if you see, it says 2,648 rupees into 12 months. Question to all of you: 2,600 rupees a month for 12 months. And you get access to Imran sir for life, and you become a professional graphologist, and you change your frequency and you change other people's frequency. 2,600 rupees a month for 12 months. How many of you say this is crazy deal? CD. Everyone type in CD. I'm opening my chat window one time. Is this an absolutely crazy deal? 2,600 rupees monthly pay. कौन इतना श्रद्धा से काम करता है यार आपके साथ में? Imran, we love you for this. This is just beautiful. This is just awesome. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm closing my chat again, and Indu will one more time share that link with you so that you can click on that link. Otherwise, the chat just disappears with the link, right? And I will also show you that the link again on my screen so that all of you can directly see this link. This is for those people who are right now watching me on either LinkedIn or you're watching me right now on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube right now. If you would also love to be part of this and you can't click on that link here right now, my team is already posting the links on those channels as well. But if you're not able to see that link, here is what you need to do. I'm displaying that link for you on the screen right now. Here we go. So this is the link for those of you who want to join at this point of time with 100% fees or EMI. Choice is yours. You also have a second link. Let me show you that link also, which is miteshkhatri.com/blockhf. And here we go. So if you see the first link, that's for blocking for 5,000 rupees. But remember, after you block, you have maximum 7 days to pay. In case you want to pay full on EMI, miteshkhatri.com/joinhf. Now, here is the important part as you are joining. I really respect Imran sir, and I want to clarify to all of you, there is no refund policy on this. I only and only want 100% committed people for this. If you are thinking, you know what Imran sir said, plan A and plan B. How many of you remember that point since beginning? है ना? कि ये नहीं काम करेगा तो वो तो कर ही लेंगे ना. So if you are here thinking 7 days के लिए लेके देख लेते हैं, नहीं काम किया तो refund मांग लेंगे. I'm sorry, I don't want those kind of people here. I want 100% committed people because see, this work is not only about making money. ये थोड़ा सा दिल का काम है. This is also about helping people. And if you don't have that shraddha, if you don't have that respect for your guru, for your mentor, then I'm telling you, this place is not for you. So only join if you are 100% clear that yes, I'm committed to upgrade my frequency and to upgrade other people's frequency and become a professional at this, become an expert at this, and serve other people. And first, learn with Imran sir as a student. My condition to all of you is do not join as a customer. I say this in all my webinars. Do not join as a customer, join as a student. If you're willing to join as a student, everyone please type in the chat window. I'm opening my chat window one more time. Type in Coach Imran sir. If you're typing in Coach for Imran sir right now, then I know that you're joining him right now as a student. You're not just joining as a customer. So have that attitude of learning, of Shraddha. So I'm repeating, there is no money back guarantee. It's for committed people who are going with that mindset. There is no plan B. करना है 100% श्रद्धा के साथ करना है. अपनी भी frequency बढ़ानी है, लोगों की भी frequency बढ़ानी है. Is everyone clear about this? Awesome. So switching off my chat window now, giving people exactly 5 minutes right now. So let's do one thing. For 10 minutes, we'll discuss with Imran sir a few more questions as people are joining in. And I'll display the timer on the screen for all of you. After this timer is over, exactly 10 minutes, we will be logging out. And once we log out, please remember that once we log out, the webinar special price is gone. What you will see on our website later is 2,10,000 rupees. So make sure that if you're joining on EMI or you're blocking your 5,000 rupees right now, do it now. In how much time? 10 minutes. Are you ready, everyone? Let's get ready. So Imran sir, if I may please call you back on the screen, can you maybe share with us some examples of people who initially thought, pata nahi kar paunga, nahi kar paunga, and what has happened to them as a graphologist today? What kind of career have they been able to build?
Yeah, surely. I want to share some testimonials with you that will really change the way you look at graphotherapy and also how you can change your handwriting to change your frequency. So I want to start with trainer. So let's now hear from, let's speak to Anshu now, and after that, Alkaji. So Anshu, what is the gratitude you want to share? So
Good evening.
To Anshu.
Hi everyone. सबसे पहला gratitude तो आपको है. Many thanks to you. I have come across two things basically. एक तो I have opened for the opportunities जो आ रही हैं. I'm not resistant to them now. The best part is that. And उसके साथ साथ I am open to now opportunities के साथ obviously, you know, कहते हैं ना लक्ष्मी आती है साथ में. So जब opportunities आ रही हैं तो लक्ष्मी जी भी साथ में आ रही है. So that is a gain you should, I can say.
So how many of you want to open up, this possibility for yourself that you unlock all the roadblocks to your own success? Because people who talked about money, talked about share market success and everything, All the game is here. So Mitesh and everybody here always keep saying this, right? Your biggest asset is your mind. And if handwriting analysis and your signature decoding can help you to reprogram your mindset, and that's where the biggest win is, because everything in this world is created twice, once in your mind and once onto the reality. So this is what it is. And one of the things which I'm really in love with the science is, the way it will influence and impact on your health. You don't necessarily have to understand health in handwriting. So that's not the domain which we're talking about, but any graphotherapy practice which you're going to do, indirectly, it has a lot of impact on your health. And I want to share something which is, 2 days back, I got this testimonial from my student, and this is the, let's share with you. And I want to read this out for all of you. Joining this course was a turning point for me. From the day one I started writing graphotherapy, I felt a lot of changes in me. The tremors in my hand stopped surprisingly, and my handwriting improved and became readable after 4 years of Parkinson's disease.
Wow.
And energy level increased. I'm more aware of my emotions. I've accepted myself in a better way. I'm able to keep calm and joyful all day. This science has helped me to bring focus and determination back, which I lost 4 years back. Ladies and gentlemen, I can go on and read many more things, but this is what it is. And if you ask me, Imran, give me one important reason why somebody should be learning this science and why they should be a part of this beautiful curriculum is, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to learn this science and develop a personality in which people around you should feel calm and comfortable in your presence.
Wow.
I want you to learn this science and develop a personality that people around you should feel calm and comfortable in your presence, because we live in a world where the moment you're entered, boss is here, everybody's quiet, children are going to the corners in the home. No, I want you to develop a personality where people can be, themselves around you. And that's the biggest takeaway from my program. I always say this because this is what it is. Number 2, learn this science to fall in love with your own self. Understand your abilities. Understand what the Almighty has, manifested you in form of a human being. Wow. Explore the possibilities you're made up of. And remember this, what you don't have, you can't give it to others. If you don't love yourself, how can you love others? How can you add value to people's life? And then everything becomes so natural. I believe that you're going to be a handwriting analyst and effortlessly going to add value to people's life. And thanks to this community, Mitesh and everybody, like you are all are givers, like you all are learning so much. You all are working with Mitesh because the mission is all about giving back to the society. What could be a better way? I always say, don't just learn handwriting analysis, make a career out of it and become a part of the fastest growing industry. The self-development industry is multiple billions of dollars old.
Yeah.
And if you don't start now, you will be very, very late because the people have already got present to the power of this personal development space. And if you have a skill and if you have people who can help you to master this skill, and that's what is possible.
Wow, this is amazing. I remember in Platinum membership, we have a relationship mastery course where the mission of the relationship mastery course is making it easy for others to relate with me and making it easy for me to relate with others. Amazing. And you said it so beautifully. If that can be done with handwriting analysis, wow. This is magic. This is just amazing. So one amazing question, is this only in English or does it apply as a graphology? Because what you said was beautiful. It's not the T, but how I write the T. So does it apply to Hindi, Tamil, anything?
Yeah, see, as you say, Mitesh, you're a science guy. I'm also going to be saying the same thing. I'm a science guy. I want to follow where the research is based on our Latin script. Right. So the world accepts handwriting analysis because it works on Latin script. So even if you write French, German, Russian, the script remains the same. Right. In India, the regional languages have limitation, but it does not help, that does not stop us from analyzing handwriting. So remember, I showed you 2 aspects of it. You can still analyze regional language, but not as in detail as what you do in the English script, the Latin script. But the idea is you want to connect with people, and that's the idea about the professional approaches. That's what we are offering a program, the law of attraction with handwriting frequency, because everything is energy, whether there's a different language or whether there's a thing. If you're ready, and if you're ready to make that happen and break that barrier of language, I'm willing to work with you. Maybe someday in the future, you might have an expertise on a regional language, and this could be a good start for you to do that, right?
Amazing. Thank you so much for that clarity. So I want to give you a big surprise here. Those of you who are with me right now, I'm just going to unmute because there are so many people who've already joined right now using that link. It's going crazy because I can't even look at my other laptop right now. So I'm going to do something which I've never done before. All the people who've already joined, including Platinum or anybody, everybody just unmute quickly and say, I am in. Just quickly unmute everyone and say, I am in.
I'm in. Where are you from? Where are you from?
People want to know where are you from. They want to know your house address. You better be careful, handsome guy. Okay, but thank you everyone. This is a lot of love, and I can tell you from my personal experience with Imran sir, you're gonna get 100 times more value. If you've seen the kind of value that we give in Platinum or advanced course or anything, you're gonna fall in love with Imran sir because he's exactly like us, and that is why we made him part of our IMK family. So thank you so much, Imran. This is just amazing. Any last few things that you would like to tell our team members? Like sometimes people have this resistance. Will I be able to understand? Anything you want to share, that last nuggets that can help people take this commitment to help themselves and help others?
Okay, I'll make it easy for you. If you're still sitting there and wondering, Imran, I don't want to become a consultant. I really want to just work on my own self. And if you're still not sure whether this is in alignment with your requirements, so let me create that for you. I have worked with people, and with my 18 years of experience, I have understood certain blockages people have, which they are not present to it until they come into my program. And let me tell you, Mitesh, the resistance level is so high, even if your handwriting is actually talking about who you are, what has to be done, there is a lot of resistance within, that is not going to allow you to shift gears in your life. So what I want to do is I want to list out things for you, and any of these things, resonates with you, I think you should press that button if you have not yet done it. So Mitesh, I want to share some of the questions which, you need this science and, identify the mind and decode if you have all these things. So let me start with the first thing. If you're experiencing inauthenticity, if you want to project authenticity and manifest all the results you want in your life, this is the first step which you need to be taking with us. Number two, if you're looking at, if your plan B is stronger than your plan A, which I already shared with you, and if you're still, still not really clear about this, this is the reason why you should be doing the program. And the one important thing is, most of us have something called as self-deceit. In simple words, it's like giving false assurance to self, but not taking actions. Tomorrow the paper will be easy, so I don't have to study today. The project can be managed without me being there. So somewhere, even when it comes to health, we do this. Have you seen people who are diabetes, who are not supposed to be eating sweets? They go to the parties, they take a one gulab jamun and say, ek khane se kuch nahi hota. So how the self-lying, gets impacted in a bigger way. So if you're experiencing this in your life and you're not able to take poor decisions, this science is for you. So progressing further, we're going to be talking about, one of the important things in relationship, because Mitesh speaks so much about relationship, and which is a very core concrete part of our existence, is there is a very important emotion called as resentment. We hold certain people responsible in our life for certain results which you could not create for yourself. Like you wanted to be a doctor, but somebody in your family or somebody did not support you in that decision. You wanted to leave the job, start your business, but it did not happen. And because somebody did not support you with the commitment in terms of finance and thing. So today, whatever goes wrong in your existing career, you always have that resentment towards that person. Because of that person, I was not able to create that. Because of that relationship, I was not able to do it. And you know what? This works on you like cancer. It's like this impacts you on a whole different level altogether. It's important to identify this and eliminate this, because if you're really looking at having a healthy life, if you're really looking at having stress-free, anxiety-less life, this is something, the core important reasons why you should be using handwriting analysis to work on yourself, because this is like unbiased information about yourself. This is not coming from what you think you are. This is not coming from what people have to say about you. This is coming purely from your handwriting, the communication of your subconscious mind. Wow. Number 5 is, if your ideology and principles are changing, see, that's something which you need to really work on. And if you're experiencing this in your life, that your ideology and principles are constantly changing, and that's the biggest challenge you're experiencing in your life, you're not going to be able to take any decisions. Don't even talk about money in relationship, because that's where not even the stepping stone towards it, because everything is all about what are your core principles, what are your core ideology which you have defined your lines with. It's like this: you're playing a game without rules. How do you know whether you want it? How do you know whether you're being fair? Because you don't have any rules defined. And that's what most of us are doing. And if you're not taking action in your life, handwriting analysis, changing your frequency, using the power of handwriting is the answer for you. And number 6 is, you all are community members of Mitezi. You know the power, the fear of success, how subconsciously you're keeping success away from you, because somewhere there's a fear towards you becoming successful. And this is a very deeper conversation. And if you resonate with this, you need to take action right now. And number 7 is, most of us have this guilt as a motivation in our life. You know what? If I ask any parent, Imran, when I was growing up, I did not have all this facility, but I want my children to have all these facilities. And you go full-fledged on that. And somewhere you feel that, okay, the child is not studying, they don't listen to you. And you feel that I'm doing all these things for them. But you know what? You need to really understand, you being a better parent, you being a better boss, you being a better spouse, what is the motivation behind this? And if you don't figure this out, you are going to end up giving all that you want to give in a relationship, but you'll not get the results same. Reciprocation will not happen in the same way, because you are not able to understand where is it all coming from. And handwriting, because it's coming from your subconscious mind, this is a key for it. And the problem most of us experience, I'm sure how many of you can relate to this, you can't say no to people. So the problem is, Imran, I can't say no to people. So if this is what your problem is, that's where the biggest challenge is. I can support you with using this powerful science, how you can have a change in perspective, how you can start saying no when it has to be no.
Amazing. Superb. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I want to share this honest fact with everyone here, which I did share with Imran sir also, that when I first heard about this with him, honestly, he sent me a kit complimentary to my house. And I promise you, I did not do anything. Okay. I looked at it and I said, yaar, ye mere bas ki baat nahi hai. Mujhe likhna ukhna nahi pasand. I don't like writing. How many of you have the same feeling? Raise your hands. Like, yaar, I don't want to write. It's not my thing. And I did not do it for quite some time. But it was when I spent almost a full day with Imran sir recently and had the pleasure of understanding the science with him in detail. I was blown away. And I made the decision that when the first batch we do for our community, I will learn. So believe it or not, we joined first. We were the first member to join. And that is how we are going to learn with all of you in the first batch itself. So thank you so much for those of you who've already joined. Congratulations. Welcome to the family of IMK with Imran sir today. And let's look forward to meeting him very soon live. And remember, all the video recordings are available to you lifetime. But more importantly, because you've joined in today's webinar, you have access to attending Imran sir live again and again and again. So looking forward to seeing you all in the course. What happens next? Maybe you want to just give a quick clarity about, now that people have joined, what happens next?
Sorry.
Mitesh,
Yes.
can we also take a few questions?
Yeah, sure, we can. In the meantime, while I'm looking at the questions, I'll open up my chat window. Maybe Imran sir can clarify what happens now that people have joined.
Ladies and gentlemen, what will happen right now is the moment you have completed your registration, especially the complete payment, you will be given a shipment fulfillment form where you have to give us your postal address so that the physical material can reach you. So the idea is, I want you to do it in the best of possible structure. So allow the material to reach you. And in the couple of days before the material reaches you, we'll start unlocking things one by one. I will unlock one important program that will be on signature, decoding. So I want you to watch that, start working on it, but one by one. So third thing is, we're going to share the schedule with you. When is our next live program? And you can actually look at your availability and block it, or you can start with your recorded programs right away. Third thing is, we're also going to give you a structured way of how you can be attending classes with me, which will be a dedicated 6 sessions where I'm going to help you to become the consultant and get on to working with people. And the best thing is, we have already sent you the coaching kit, and we're going to be sending you a material how you can work with other people. And I did not tell you one big bonus. I talked about supervision. When you're writing graphotherapy, all of you will be assigned to a handwriting facilitator you will be reporting. So every day you're going to write 1 page of graphotherapy. You're going to take a picture of it, and you're going to send it to a dedicated handwriting facilitator who's going to work with you. And that person is going to help you. Did you write? You need to redo this. And all this can happen as a normal WhatsApp communication. You don't even have to get onto a Zoom. You don't have to fix a calendar. Just send it in the morning. Make sure you're consistent with your sending time. You be the consistent with the sharing thing, and my facilitator will manage that. And you have any challenge in terms of video not working, Imran, my kit is not the handwriting facilitator will handle all these things. So the idea is communication seamlessly, execution of the program seamlessly. So we are committed. The idea is we want to serve you because Mitesh ji and Indu ji have nurtured this community as their own, and they have so much of love. And so I have to definitely up my game to match it with all the love and services you have been receiving. So I'm going to go all out. And I'm going to make sure that I do it. That's why I only think two things I've been seeking from you all is that Shraddha or patience ke saath kaam karenge, because it's just not one program you're going to do with us, right? It's like association where we want you to grow in your life and become part of our mission.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So some questions people are asking about start date. We'll clarify to all of you on Zoom because as he said, once the material comes to you, the batch will come to you accordingly. For Platinum members, yes, you will be getting the physical kit also, but because your entire fees for the program is included, the only for the physical kit, you would be paying a small fees. For India, the fees is fixed. It's a small amount. We'll reveal to you through email later. For international students, it's going to be a little different because you're staying somewhere else. Your courier charges are going to be different. Your shipping charges are going to be different. We'll communicate that to you separately. But yes, you will be getting the physical kit. The physical kit is going to be a very small fees because it's an expense for Imranji to share with us included in Platinum. That is why. But for the course itself, you don't have to pay anything if you're part of Platinum membership.
And for that you will get an email. Actually, I have already handed over all the Platinum members list to Imran, and he is going to take care of sending you an email with payment link. Only after you give the make the payment, you will get the address.
It's a small amount, don't worry. It's a very small amount.
Very small amount. And Raj, yes, for US, you'll have to pay extra. Imranji will let you know how much you have to pay.
Yeah, the easiest thing is anywhere in India, we're going to be shipping it. And if you can have it arranged from there, or if you, we're going to share with you our shipment consultant and the challenges, the charges, what it's going to be. And if you're okay, we're going to do it for you. We are committed. Don't worry about it.
Perfect. So the course duration, from what I remember, he said is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, half a day, Sunday, full day. And then after that, six
classes on Tuesdays and Fridays. And that's all you need to do. And after that, within the program itself, you're going to be in action. So that's the idea.
Awesome. I'm from Malaysia. Can I pay through Western Union tomorrow? I think Indu can answer that question. Indu, what's the answer to that question?
Sure, you can. Tomorrow, I'm sure you have my contact details. Just connect on contact@miteshkhatri.com. I'll take care of it.
Done. So I will display that email to those of you who are having any technical questions. This is my email ID you need to use. contact@miteshkhatri.com. My team will support you with the payment details. What about...
people are asking for start date, Mitesh?
Start date. So start date, as Imran sir said, once you get the physical copy, let's say if your physical copy arrives this week, then it'll take your session starts accordingly. If your physical copy comes to you next week, then your session starts accordingly because you need to have that physical copy with you. And that is why the start date is going to be different. But don't worry, he has multiple live sessions, so he will work with you.
Yeah, the idea is I'm going to give you flexibility. So, let's not hurry it up. I want you to do it, in the best of possible way. So that's how it's going to be.
Perfect. I want to pay through
clarify on
block link. Yes. So when you pay 5,000 rupees through the block link, that 5,000 rupees is only giving you access to the blocking of this webinar special price of 29,500. Once you don't block, and let's say you leave the webinar, the website price that you will see on our website would be 2,10,000 rupees. The webinar special price gets locked today. You're paying 5,000 rupees to take advantage of locking that price. And then within 7 days, when you pay the balance fees, which is 24,500 rupees, then you get access to the complete course, and Imran sir will ship you the details and everything else. Same with EMI. Those of you who are asking EMI details, just go to miteshkhatri.com/joinhf and you will see the EMI option in the payment options. Just use that option. I'll show you that one more time to all of you. So
I'll just add a little bit on that. So sure. EMI, if you pay through EMI, you get the access completely because I am going to get full money and you are paying the EMI to the bank, not to me. So
it's a collaboration directly with the bank. Don't worry.
Yeah. There are 3 people asking. Okay, all of them. Mitesh will be there, but Mitesh will be there as a student.
Yes, but I will be there. Don't worry.
Is Mitesh going to be there? in
My
the session?
pleasure to be there.
I'm learning with all of you. Okay. And this is how, when you click on that link, you will see this InstaMojo link when you fill up the first part of the form. At the bottom here, when you see the more payment options, you will see this EMI option here. Click on EMI, select your credit card bank. We have a direct collaboration in this link, so you don't have to worry. Once you make this payment, even with this 12 months option of 2,600 rupees, 2,648 to be precise, into 12 months, you will be paying 12 months directly to the bank, but you will immediately get access to the course today. So nothing to worry on that. Okay. All right. So I think we are done with that. A lot of people saying thank you. We made the full payment. Yes, most welcome. Congratulations. Welcome to the family. Induji, those who have already done ALOA relationship health mastery for 15K, is there any discount?
No discount. You know,
Imran sir, no, take your hand like this and give yourself a tappu. You're part of relationship mastery, you're part of advanced course. Never ever ask for a discount. Never ever offer a discount. You know, we value people in a different way, right? So no discount. Okay.
I'm just answering Raj. No, Raj, we will not be able to coordinate that way. We will wait for the email from Imran. Once you get the email, his team will coordinate with you about the shipping it to your country. But don't worry, you will not be left out, Raj.
Yeah, a lot of people who are also here from UK. I know Harsh is there right now. A lot of you are here right now from UK, from Canada. Don't worry, you'll be taken care of. You just have to pay the shipping charges. Imran's Hurst, he has a very efficient team. His team will contact you. As far as you're willing to pay that shipping fees, the product will be shipped to you. Don't worry about that.
Ganesh, the remaining payment link was shown on the thank you page as soon as you made the payment of block link. And you also received an email. I personally drafted that email. So just go and check your email, please. If you have not seen the email, check your spam folder. You will get the email. If you still don't get it, write it on contact@miteshkhatri.com. I'll take care of it.
Perfect. With that, I think we need to close for today. Thank you so much, Imran. Once again, lovely to have you part of the family. Looking forward to creating lots of magical results for people, not just by helping other people, but also they becoming abundant. Right? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You also joined.
And let's hear a big applause for Induji. Thank you, Induji, for all the love and all the efforts which you put into making this happen. Can you hear a big applause for Induji and Mitesh?
Thank you.
I love you so much, and thank you so much for allowing me to have this beautiful community, being there, working with them. I'm really excited, looking forward.
Yes.
By the way, Imran, my friend was on watching you on YouTube, and she said he's really handsome.
You better be careful. By the way, you should know Imran is married. He has 2 children. Okay. So he's taken. All right. He's taken. You should know. Let's unmute everyone. Say good night. Thank you to Imran sir. And I love you as we always do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Imran.
Thank you, Mitesh.
Thank you.